DGLHD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Friday, June 16th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 95. Coming up on OTB, LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson joins the show at 7:15, and we talk to Scott Kushner of The Advocate at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, OTB? Friday, June 16, 2023. Omaha Day, boys. Here we go. The Tigers ready to go tomorrow against Tennessee. Cannot wait, getting fired up. Going to talk to Jay Johnson, second segment of the show today. So here in about 15 minutes, 14, 12, 13, you get it. Around then, we're going to catch up with Coach Shea as we meant to yesterday, but he got kind of hung up as Paul Skeens decided to win a Best Player of the Year award. So shout out to Skeens. Very excited to talk to Jay. Jake, I know you have to be ecstatic. Not only the Tigers playing tomorrow, Omaha, but the USMNT putting it on Mexico last night. I now see why Danny left the show.
Yeah.
He knew what was coming.
Yeah, I would have left.
He saw
too.
that train coming down the tracks. Well, yeah. It was good for you looking out for him though, hoping they didn't have Paramount Plus, so he didn't have to witness the ass beating that was the U.S. 3-0 over Mexico last night.
Yeah, if I was doing any better, I'd be levitating. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really though, I hope it was a later game. I hope you put the kids to bed, not because of the 4 total red cards in that game, but because of the ass whooping that U.S. put on Mexico. Now 6 unbeaten. It's usually Dos Cicero, but Tres Cicero sounds good as well. And, Danny, I hope right before you went out last night, you didn't turn it on Paramount Plus. I hope you don't even have the service so you don't get to watch the replay because your health is important to me.
Just a good friend there, looking out for another. I'm hyped up, dude. All morning long I've been watching the press conference from yesterday with Dylan Cruz, Thatcher Hurd, Jay Johnson there in Omaha, and there's just something different in the air. It's championship season, dude. I mean, hearing Dylan Cruz talk about where he's about, this place is where I've wanted to be since I since I showed up here as a freshman. And talk about how, look, playoff baseball in the box was incredible, but this is the ultimate college baseball stage. Even bigger crowds, even rowdier crowds, even more locked in. This is what you spend your entire life fighting for, and now here you are. Jay Johnson said it's his favorite place on the face of the earth. He finds himself back there once again, and I cannot wait to see, to watch them take care of business tomorrow night against the Tennessee Volunteers. No fear. Is there nervousness? Absolutely, as there should be. You have to be crazy not to be nervous. As I said, this is what it's all about. Everything you've done has gotten you to this point, but this is where you actually decide whether or not you're going to be immortal. Whether or not you go down to those hallowed halls, you add to the Intimidator, you get the ring that you can either display, put away. It's your choice because you get it for the rest of your life. This is it. So nervousness, fine, yes. Bit of anxiety, it's natural. Butterflies in your stomach, you should be. Otherwise, you don't have a pulse. You're dead. But no fear. Because what do you have to be afraid of? You're the number one team. You have the first and second picks of the draft. You have the best pitcher, best hitter in the entire country. You are the one that has been the bully all year long, and now it's time to shove Tennessee back in that locker. Be a bully in Omaha.
No fear, like the shirt back in Montgomery Ward back in the day.
Like the 90s extreme sports brand. Hell yes, dude.
Bases loaded,
Yes.
full count, 2 outs,
No
bottom
fear.
of the ninth, no fear.
It'd be so badass if Hayden Travinsky came out with a no fear sticker on his bat. The same way that many of y'all used to rock no fear
Maybe
stickers
even-
on your trucks.
Maybe
back in
even on the
day.
gear, like the catching gear.
Oh, that'd be sick. No fear themed helmet.
Yeah.
Catchers should do that. They should get like NHL style goalie helmets. Like, you know how the NHL, the goalies have their own, like, you know, always like
Yeah.
the crazy decals and everything. Catchers should do that. But no, look, I mean that legitimately. We talked about it on off campus yesterday, Jake, which if you missed, it was very fun. I love Down. It was great to get to do some
Yeah.
radio with Down, Sirius XM 84. But look, I get it. Tennessee is second only to Wake Forest, I would argue, in terms of being set up to handle a regional because they are so deep on the staff. Like,
Right.
you have the best pitcher, but they have 3 starters that are better than any other starter you have, and they have a pin that's going to be better than yours as well. But what did I say there at the beginning? But you have the best pitcher. And so we were talking about a single game sample. It's funny, I was talking to my buddies Drew yesterday, and he was like, and you know, as a fan, you always play the game of like, okay, what's going to make me happy? Right? At what point does it truly go to Lanyap? For some, that will be nothing but a championship.
Yeah.
For others, they're already happy right now. Anything that happens now is Lanyap. But I think I'm kind of inclined to agree with Drew where it's like, just beat Tennessee. Just beat Tennessee, Tony V, send them in the loser's bracket, and let the chips fall where they may after that. I just cannot have those dirty-ass, low-down, heel-wearing little boys playing dress-up put you in a corner on Saturday. And they're not going to. They're not going to because of Paul schemes.
Yeah, anytime you're facing a team that's in your conference in this type of situation, it's even going to heighten it a little bit more.
Yes.
But then you have the history with Tennessee and the back and forth, and you have the upper hand right now. I mean, even in like transfer portal recruiting battles, like you're going to go against Tennessee more
true.
times than not. More times than even you're going to go against Wake Forest, who's the number 1 team in the country, more than you're going to go against Stanford. So if you win those 2 opponents that you could face. And so, yeah, I get you, T. I mean, it does mean a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things on the line here.
Well, it's kind of crazy, too, because I don't know about you, but I'm already feeling that pit in my stomach. Again, not a fear pit in the stomach, the butterflies, right? The kind of calm before the storm. Like, you know, once that first pitch, what is it, 6 p.m. tomorrow? Once that first pitch gets underway, I always used to think about this before football games, Jake. It's like I used to try to mentally prepare myself for it's not going to be easy, okay? It is not. Now, every now and then you get like a Kentucky game 1 of the Super where you're just like, okay, like we don't even have, no sweat. It's cool, man. That ain't going to happen now, okay? It's not going to be easy. There are going to be moments when you get punched in the mouth and you're bleeding and you're feeling down and you're feeling intimidated. But the bottom line is you got to keep going and you got to punch back, right? Because it's a roller coaster. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. You just have to make sure that you end on the upswing. And I always used to try to like accept that reality before games and then just kind of flush it and move on. And that's something I'm very interested to talk to Jay about is as we're talking about stage and everything else, it seems like the mental training of LSU, and I don't mean mental preparation like in terms of watching film, but in terms of breathing, not making the moment too big, being present as opposed to being result-oriented. I feel like Jay has really hammered that into these kids, and I'm excited to explore that some with them because there's real value there. As the stage gets bigger, can you mentally not be overawed by it? Can you continue to do the things that got you here?
When you look at the demeanor of LSU's best players, and Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz, I mean, they're always cool, calm, and collected, right? That's why it was like a big deal that Dylan Cruz showed emotion, like after he hit that double, because he just stays locked in. So like the stage and where they're at and all that being too big for them. I don't worry about that with them. And then you look at some of the guys that are there, like Beloso and Dugas and Travinsky. They're probably like, look, the things that I've been through to get to this point, this is not going to be too big for me. I'm going to make sure that I do everything I can to appreciate this situation and be in this situation. And LSU's had that makeup. Now, there's going to be players that are going to be called upon that they've got to do it. It can't be too big for them, right? And Ty Floyd and Thatcher Hurd and some of these other names that we're throwing around, like Bad Body God Riley Cooper, he's already been in Omaha. So that's another guy you feel really, really good about. So that's not a portion of LSU baseball that I worry about heading into the stage, right? You go into a place like Omaha, you realize what it is, but once you get ready, I mean, it's just another baseball game. Has to be the mentality that you have.
And so let's explore that mentality with Coach Jay Johnson next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, right? We're talking about Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens, a couple of All-Stars themselves, probably future big league All-Stars as well. But the point is, you get that All-Star service, selection, prices in terms of the deals, everything over there, all the airline highway. I don't have anything. I mean, look, they are big supporters of the show, right? And I always want to encourage you to support those that support us, because that's what makes this happen. But it's not like I have to go to All-Star for my vehicle. I choose to go there because I believe in the people, and more importantly, I believe in the answers they give me for me and my family. And I'm a fully satisfied customer. You will be as well. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
It is also a choice that I have made, right? Same thing T-Bob said, like, you don't have to, but why would you not? So go check out the per-day rental prices, check out the new vehicles, check out everything you can lease over at All-Star. The full fleet is available. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood.
Charles Hannegriff, our Omaha home for the College World Series is the Ameristar Casino and Hotel in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just minutes away from downtown Omaha. Enjoy the only casino buffet in the area and a full sports book. Eat, watch, and bet at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel.
I thought the hands of time would change me, and I'd be over this by now. Yeah, it's been too long since we got crazy. I'm lucky spinning out.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, welcome back, y'all. OTB. Jay Johnson, we should be getting in touch with Coach Johnson in a couple of minutes. Look, it's a moving target. There's a ton going on in Omaha. Coach Johnson does not have to come on with us, right? This is not like a flagship contractual obligation. He is doing this just because he loves y'all. And he's a man of the people. So we'll get in touch with Coach here in a couple of minutes. Did y'all see the Jello Shot leaderboard? LSU off to a strong start. As of 9 hours ago, LSU almost at 300.
Yeah.
Already in the lead. But
we were sleeping on them.
But
the next team you're about to say.
Second place, dude. Watch out. Boys, who do y'all think's in second place of the Jello Shot Challenge right now?
We just saw it before the show.
Yeah, we can't answer because we already looked at it.
Okay, never mind. Oral Roberts, who I just did a hit with Lee Trevane and Mark Heim over there in Alabama Morning Radio. Okay. And shout out my guys. And Lee was saying, like, Oral Roberts is, like, a deeply religious school.
Yeah, I was about to say.
To the point where, like, they can't even, like, hold hands or something, he was saying back when he was young.
Don't give those Baptists an inch, she'll take a mile.
Okay, so that's what I say. Are we having a preacher's daughter situation with Oral Roberts? Where now they're out in the house, they're away from the church a little bit, the pastor's nowhere to be seen, and all of a sudden they're coming for the crown. They're coming for the king. So LSU fans, if you're in Omaha, lock in, okay? We cannot afford to let Oral Roberts pass the boys up. Although, as I discussed this morning, again, on that show, ultimately, if you're going to set the record, the baseball team has to take care of their part of the bargain, right? Like, you can still do great. You can still put up numbers, but if you don't stay long in Omaha, you're not going to touch Ole Miss's 18,000 from last year. So, lock in, fellas. Dylan, Tommy. Like, that's what this is all about. LSU needs, it's our birthright. LSU needs the Rocco's Jello Shot record, and the only way that happens is if y'all make it to the championship round.
I bet Rocco's is rooting so hard for LSU tonight.
I think
tomorrow.
So. Well, also, like, LSU has the pressure of a, like, the same pressure that Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens have. Okay, you're supposed to be the best player. It's the biggest stage. Go be the best player now. Like, they have to. We talked about Dylan Cruz having to live up to the God standard that he set for himself during the regular season. Against all odds, he did the impossible, and he refound that unthinkable standard during the playoffs. Which, again, I think we almost lose sight of that. Where, and the problem is, Jake, is because Dylan Cruz struggled. And I'm gonna use air quotes, right? But he had from the unreal level that he was playing at, he had taken a legitimate step back. Still a great player by anybody else's standard, by anybody else's metric. Then he gets incredible again. And what that led, though, to was some victory lapping. Some like, I told y'all not to worry about Dylan Cruz, this or that. That's not really the point to me. If you're doing that, you are missing the point. We shouldn't be victory lapping. You should be celebrating that Dylan Cruz is so good that in the postseason, when you play the best teams, and it should be hardest to be good, he refound that impossible form and then some. That's what a great player does. What Moffitt always used to say? Primetime players make primetime plays in primetime situations. That's what you saw out of Dylan Cruz during regionals and super regionals. And again, Don't be victory lap. Be celebrating something that should have been impossible. And yeah, that Dylan Cruz got done. All right, we got the man of the hour, Coach Jay Johnson. I was just watching his press conference from yesterday. Says he's in his favorite place on planet Earth right now. Coach, how's it feel? How's it feel to be boots on the ground back in Omaha?
It's amazing. It's the only place to be right now. And,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, super fired up to be here with the Tigers.
And Coach, we all are as well, obviously. We thank you for making time for us. I know your schedule's absolutely insane right now. So I really enjoyed listening to Cruz and Hurd yesterday and really just all the players throughout the season, right, in their interviews. And one thing that seemed to be a common theme was this idea of embracing the process, right? And maybe they said surrender to the result. I can't exactly remember how it was based. Here's my question. When it comes to the mental side of this, the stage is so big, yet your team doesn't seem to allow it to become overwhelming. How, and what is the process to train these guys mentally to have success when it matters most?
Yeah, I mean, baseball, you have to be mentally strong to have any chance because the game is, I don't know if it's built around failure. There's just a ton of failure in it. And if you just get consumed with that, then you can get off track. And the game is so hard in itself, you lose sight of what you need to do to continue to execute. And it comes down to execution. And I've kind of been listening to what they've been saying as I've been sitting alongside them as well. And, you know, I feel like we have a really mentally strong team, and that's how you stay consistent. You don't have a losing week the entire season, which this team did that. You focus on one pitch at a time. You don't get complacent. You resist the urge for complacency, and you don't get discouraged with failure. And they've done all those things, but we have a full deal that we put in front of them to help them with that. It's no different than training a swing, training a pitching delivery, and they've done a great job of that this year.
Well, and you had a quote yesterday that I'd love for you to expound on a bit, Coach. You said, never turn your best quality against you. And you mentioned, like, Thatcher Hurd and Pettis. What does that mean to never turn your best quality against you?
Yeah, so I'll just, I don't have to play, but I'll speak for myself as a coach. Like, I mean, I want to win more than I want to breathe. So, like, you start thinking about the winning part of it and get away from, hey, our hitting approach needs to be in line, or we need to align the defense properly, or I got to be on top of this pitching change. If I'm just thinking about the 27th out in the 9th inning, like, you get you away from that. And then, as far as that goes, baseball is not football sometimes as much as I would love for it to be. You guys up there, going full emotional deal. Their plan's going to break down. And then a really good pitcher, which that's all we'll see the rest of the way, is going to expose them. So it's just about being in tune with those things. And we have mature players on this team, and they stuck to their process, as those two talked about yesterday. And it's a big reason we're here, and we'll have to do that to continue to be successful.
Coach, also being football players, every field that we played on had the same dimensions, right? We knew exactly what it was going to look like. Obviously, in baseball, like every field you play at, it's going to have different dimensions. And obviously, this is a different ballpark, a bigger ballpark. And so when you go and you take BP yesterday, when you see the field, what's maybe the one thing that you want to make sure that you get done as far as learning where you're going to be playing?
Yeah, I think looking at it, it is a bigger field, particularly in the middle of the field. But, the guys that have power, what I noticed yesterday is the guys, specifically our guys that have power, they still have power. And there could be some home runs hit. It's the guys that maybe don't have a ton of power, the field looks bigger. So we just kind of talked about a few things. Defensively, obviously playing catch. The grass is really high. There's a ton of foul territory. So that kind of lends itself to the pitcher. You want to eliminate free bases from the mound, because that's going to be a heavy part of the scoring, I believe, here. And then on offense, it's just, hitting the ball on a line to the middle of the field, which, to be honest with you, that's no change from our hitting approach as far as what we're usually trying to do. It's just that these SEC parks that are really, really small, some of our line drives, the smaller guys turn into home runs. And so, but we could still be successful and not have to tweak what we're doing too much.
From a coaching standpoint, obviously this first round sets up like a bit like a regional lot. Exactly. Do you approach it in the same way in a game planning sense and everything else?
Yeah, I mean, you have the one-off day in between on Sunday, which is a good thing. If you can get the 2-0, then you get that second off day. But being in bracket 2, it's essentially exactly like a regional. With that being said, it's, you're getting everybody's best shot because it's Omaha and everybody's, season is on the line, so to speak. So I don't think you're going to see maybe as many pitchers or the depth of staffs run out there, so to speak. You're going to be seeing everybody's best guy every game, or best bullet out of the bullpen every game. And so you got to be on point, saving runs, and you got to be on point to do what you need to do to score some runs, because the level of this field and the level of our bracket is high. Of the three times I've been here, the 3 times I've been here, I feel like this is the best field of teams. There's a lot of teams that are supposed to be here. They're here right now, and that's exciting to play in.
Now, Coach, I know the businesses in Omaha love when LSU is in Omaha, but have you seen that, like, just the last couple of days walking around? It looks like there's a lot of purple and gold already up there.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, the 2 previous times I came, like, LSU wasn't here, but you almost had to scratch your head for a second. Like, wait a minute, are they here?
Yeah.
So this has been cool. I had a friend of mine getting on the plane from Houston and said, hey, I think you're going to like your representation up there based on my flight right now. A bunch of purple and gold, and they're all around in the hotel, and it's only going to get better as we get into tomorrow, and that's really exciting for our team and our players. And LSU fans are always going to get behind LSU, but I've said it a few times. I think our team is a really easy team to get behind, and they have, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I got goosebumps and adrenaline already coursing through my body. I think the challenge, is the challenge for you and the players right now to kind of just, keep it chill, kind of calm before the storm, like just don't waste energy here?
We got here on Wednesday, which you kind of have to do with everything that's going on. And they kind of keep you moving a little bit with, media stuff and all of that. We got a good practice in today over at Nebraska, Omaha. I mean, Paul Skeens won the Dick Hauser Trophy. Had some stuff going along with that. So we've kind of been moving. Looking forward to this afternoon after practice. Like, then it kind of just quiets down, and they'll be in more of a, hey, we're on the road for a Friday game routine where they have the afternoon and the evening. Mm-hmm. And then we'll get into tomorrow's game day prep and tee it up tomorrow night.
Coach, another kind of thing that, T-Bob and I did playing football, like, we always got ready for our opponent. You kind of know your opponent. You got a full week to prepare, and you're trying to find every little trick that you possibly can. Like, for you, like, you probably have an idea of who you think Tennessee is going to throw. But, like, when you're putting that book together, and you know this team already, but just talking to your team, like, how much do you go into who's actually on the mound for them, or is it more their approach?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I mean, we want to do what we want to do, but there's always stuff that you could pull from pitching staffs or pitchers that you can help get your guys lined up. And this is a really talented group of hitters, as you guys know. It's a really, mature group of hitters, as you guys know. And you can give them the right information, and they can put it to work. And when they put it to work, it's obviously pretty special. We have the most 10 runs or more games in the entire country this season. And, I don't know if that's how it'll play out here. You guys mentioned the park, and you're obviously facing a really good pitching staff.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to see why the teams that got here, when you just do an initial dive into them, how they got here. And, it's going to be great. I think, somebody told me the other day, like, there's a possibility that 15 of the top 50 picks in the draft are here. Ooh. And that's a lot when you consider high school guys go, college guys go. Ooh. And somebody said something like 30 first rounders over the next 3 drafts or something are going to be playing in the College World Series. So awesome environment and awesome statement for college baseball.
I was about to say, that's just a complete validation of something that you've been talking about since day one, of this idea that, like, your best path to the pros lies through the college game nowadays. It just gets better and better. Coach, last one from me here. You've been here before multiple times. You've had success here. Are there any traits from previous success that you have that you also see in this team? What do you see in this team that you think maybe could lead them to being successful in Omaha?
Yeah, in 2016 we made it to the finals, and that was a little bit like surprising. We got to Omaha. I mean, going into that season, people picked us to finish 10th in the Pac-12.
Wow.
So like nobody really saw that coming. But like when we showed up here, there was zero angst, anxiety, that kind of thing. It was almost like, man, are these guys just kind of happy to be here? But what I realized quickly, it was like, hey, man, this is not too big for them. They're just being themselves. Yep. And I think that's the case with this team. And it's going to be a great battle. 2 years ago, we played, Vanderbilt here and Kumar Rocker. And this kind of has the same feel to it. It's like Saturday night, Omaha college baseball. The Tigers are back. Like, this is pretty awesome. And I want them to enjoy that. And I know they'll go out and they'll compete, and it'll be a great night.
I lied, Coach, one more because I do want to give you a chance to speak on this, and that's Paul Skeens. For all these storied LSU history, just the second time you've had a Dick Hauser winner joining Eddie Furness in '98. What does it mean to you you'll always be the head man who brought that second Dick Hauser to Baton Rouge?
Yeah, it's awesome because it's him, and the no 0 or 1 run outing, the 3 to 4 hit outing, the 12 to 13 strike outing that we get every single week. That in itself is enough. I mean, this dude he's like nobody I've ever seen. Like, he's the unquestioned leader of our team, and he's only been here for 11 months. He'll have a lasting impact for our future teams. Yep. And there probably never will be another Paul Skeens, but he's left a big impact on some of those young guys that are going to be in a program that they can do some things that can emulate him. And first-class human being and the best pitcher on the planet for my money. So very proud of Paul and been an honor to coach him.
Yeah, I'd recommend that anybody listening goes and looks at the press conference yesterday with Thatcher Hurd talking about how Skeens helped him. The leadership quality of Skeens probably the most underappreciated parts. Coach, thank you so much, man. Kick ass this weekend. We're all rooting for you. I know it's crazy busy. Thank you for making the time. You have an excellent day.
All right, guys. You too. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
LSU head coach Jay Johnson sounds ready, man. Team sounds ready. The boys feel ready. They've been there before. They've been mentally training and preparing for this stage since day one. And it's so interesting to hear that 2016 comparison with Arizona because this team has had an opposite problem. Like, it sounds like that team came out of nowhere, right? Nobody's expected anything. This team has had to deal with the burden of expectation. I think that's harder. I think it's always harder to be the man.
You're not playing with house money.
Yes, and carry that title, right? But they've done that all year. And what happens when you do hard stuff? It makes you stronger. This team is better for it. They went through the late season wobbles. Everybody started to panic. You know who didn't panic? The guys in that room. And look at them now. They're playing their best baseball when it matters most.
They truly are. There ain't no doubt about that, T-Bob. I mean, they a little lull, like the smallest lull, and then they've refocused, they've reset. As much as we talk about Wake Forest not having to sweat in regionals and super regionals, neither has LSU.
Yeah, true. I think I want to fight someone. I don't know. I got a lot of emotions just like boiling over the top.
I'm pretty proud of you right now.
It's popping. It's just popping off all over the place. Like, put somebody in an orange shirt in front of me.
Yeah.
I'll tiger bait them to death.
Does your family know that tomorrow on vacation they should probably just like stay away from you?
All I know is I need no flight delays, okay? Because I'm set to get in about 3 in the afternoon, I believe. And I am going straight to the television. Nobody talk to me. I'm going to have a whiskey in hand, and I'm going to be locked in for 3.5 hours, however long this battle's going to take. And watch those dirty down volunteers get their ass beat once again. Put back in their place. You're grounded, Tennessee, okay? Come get your spanking. More OTB coming up next.
Spanking.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
N617. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
Cut through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The eve of LSU's return to Omaha. We'll have CWS updates and the Riot Radio Hours return. Join us, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. This is kind of interesting in the chat. Is this right? I guess it feels right. Do they always wear purple with Skeens? Yeah. Chad saying it's his favorite. And now that I think about it,
it is, because if you think about it, For years, LSU wore the all white on Friday. They wore purple on Saturday, and they wore the championship gold on Sunday. This year they flipped it. They wear purple on Fridays because that's what Skeens prefers.
Yeah, all starters, I believe, get to pick their
I got my Skeens. Okay, that's cool. So I got my. I never knew that. You know me. I'm kind of like uniform agnostic though. Like I can watch a game and not realize what uniforms are even worn. Hell yeah! I didn't know I was rocking the Paul Skeens look today. Let's ride, dude. Freaking right. Thanks for getting me this, Jake.
You're welcome.
It's badass, dude.
You're welcome.
Is that ever a thing in football? Like the players controlling the uniform in any scenario?
No, I mean, that's home and away type situation in most places. Obviously, LSU wears white all the time.
And Les used to have a pretty strict, the uniform is the uniform rule. You were not allowed to, get spatted up. You weren't really allowed to accessorize too much. Was the visors an LSU rule, or was that an SEC rule?
I think for a while it was NCAA, but even when they lifted it, it was still an LSU deal.
Yeah.
Remember, like when Coach O took over as the interim, like he was the cool interim coach, and he was like, "Y'all can wear visors."
Yeah, hell
you
yeah.
Know what I mean? They kind of stuck, and
well, that's like before the horrible year after national championship. You weren't there, Jake, but the 8-5 Peach Bowl year where they ended up beating the hell out of Georgia Tech in the Peach Bowl. Like the night before the game, there was a big player only meeting, or maybe it wasn't player only. There was a meeting, though, and the kind of leaders of the team were kind of like, I guess, expressed some sentiment that, that like on the next day it was time to just kind of be yourself and like kind of like let loose and, forget everything bad that's happened this year, go out there. And they actually lifted for a day the kind of no swag rule. And so guys were allowed to accessorize, do whatever they want, and they went and beat the hell out of Georgia Tech, dude. Speaking of players-only meetings, though, apparently that's what LSU baseball did. Did y'all hear that? After some of the struggles after the SEC tournament, they all got together, players only meet, and said, "Hey boys, we got to tighten it up." And look at what happened. It worked once again, Jake. The thing that is roundly made fun of and criticized, and it's either a sign that things are about to go horribly wrong, but every now and then a players only meeting actually pays a big dividend, and it looks like in this case it absolutely did. But this is a player-led team, so that's what coaches told us all year long. It makes sense.
Yeah, I've been on teams that you try to do everything you can. Players only meetings are like the last
smash the glass
possible thing
smash the glass
that you could do, and it is an emergency, and you have to have them. But I've also been on teams where you have them just to kind of reset, refocus. Hey, we're good. Let's act like we're good. Here's who we are. We can be this. Let's don't do the things we've been doing, and let's lock in. So yeah, they can go either way. And this is a team that obviously is really, really good. So having one of those players only meetings, I'm okay with it. Now, in football, like when you're 2-12 and you have a players only meeting, it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Also, one little interesting tidbit I picked up on: it looks like the pitcher's favorite place to go eat as a staff, a little bonding, Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right, boys. Okay. How about this Saturday night? No rules, just fight. Okay, that's what I want out of my staff.
That's not the place I thought you were going.
I know. Hey man, I don't know. Maybe it's the Bloomin' Onion. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I will smash some Outback. Don't get me wrong.
Outback's hot right now. Remember Dan Lanning? The reason why the tattoo of his wife on his ribs, why it has a boomerang, is because they met at Outback Steakhouse in high school when he was smoking weed out behind the dumpster. I added the last part, but yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Shout out Outback. But he definitely was. You don't work at Outback at 16 and you're not smoking weed behind the dumpster.
It's like the movie Waiting.
Yes.
It's the second reference being brought up. Like you just go behind and get one in.
Yes. I mean, you also don't get that tattoo on your ribs.
Fair.
Unless you're somebody who's probably apt to smoke weed in the dumpster behind the restaurant.
I agree with you there.
God,
I tried to write this down. Jay said something about winning more than breathing.
Yeah. He said, so that was a question about with that idea that he says don't use or never turn your best quality against you. And so in his mind, yes, his best quality is he wants to win so badly that he wants it more than breathing oxygen.
Yeah.
He would rather be dead than lose.
My dad used to always say too, do you want to win or do you have to win?
Yeah.
And that was always something, because wanting to win's great. Like, I want to do good. Or do you have to do good? Do you have to win? Do you have to do the things that you've laid out as your goals? And so I love that. I mean, some people might see that and roll their eyes, not me.
No, I mean, look, if we're just going true, trust tree here, I think that is something that held me back a bit in my career is that I wanted to win, and I think I wanted to win much more, or maybe not even win, but like just succeed, right? I think I wanted to succeed much more than the average Bear. But then you run into somebody like Tyrann Mathieu, and that's someone who needed it, who it was in the fabric of his DNA. It pulsed out of him like an energy field. Like that was the first time in my life where I'm like, okay, this is, I don't have this. Maybe it's a byproduct of like a silver spoon upbringing. But then again, you have guys like Mike Piazza who had the same thing, and look at the success he had. You could say he's someone who, maybe needed to win. But yeah, for me, like, again, I think more than 99% of y'all want to win, but I don't know that I ever achieved that full need. And I think Jay Johnson, if you look at his success at Arizona to now LSU, which again, we really cannot discount in year 2, getting this team back to Omaha and making it look easy after you haven't been in 6 years, not even having a losing week during the year, as he said. That is a man who needs to win. And he'll never be satisfied, Jake, until he wins a championship. And then he's one of those psychopaths, I'm sure, where after he wins the championship, it's going to be like the Nick Saban next day. The smile disappears as he hands the trophy off, and then the next day it's back to recruiting.
Oh, no question. I mean, he got a player out of the portal yesterday.
Yeah, sure.
He's in Omaha. I think it was Kendall Rogers I talked with yesterday, and I was asking him about the calendars. Like, hey, does that need to change kind of? I mean, you got coaches that are in Omaha. He's like, I don't know if it needs to change. I don't know if it will change, but I know Jay Johnson was on the phones yesterday.
There you go. I mean, the man, and he still makes time to come here on OTB. Shout out, Coach. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour number 1. Hey, do you want to remind you real quick about Rejuve Me Medical, okay? You want to feel like these young studs you're going to be watching over the weekend like you used to when you were 18 to 22, that energy, that confidence, rolling out of bed, just hit the ground running, better mentals. It's all there for you at Rejuve Me Medical, where you're going to get your labs done. They're going to customize a plan for you. Maybe it's HRT, maybe not. Ask about the metabolization optimization while you're in there. There's semaglutide. Chances are you know someone who's been doing it, and you're like, wow, they look great. So just explore it with Rejuve Me Medical, locations at Baton Rouge, Slidell, Metairie, and now Shreveport as well. Shout out our friends up there in the 318. All right, when we get back, let's close at 3-1. Great. Excuse me. Let's close out hour 1 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Get 3.99% financing at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas on select 2023 models. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come home in Baton Rouge. Operator, what you put me on through? Gotta send my love down to
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When
is a taco more than just a taco when it's Government Taco? Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal.
He made it. Hanny's here. We're in Omaha, live at lunch, Friday edition. Live from Barrett's Barleycorn, brought to you by Six Rings Baseball Academy in Covington, Louisiana. It's live at lunch. Ott and Hanny from Barrett's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to OTB. What up, chat? Hope everybody's having a great morning. Looks like the chat loves Outback. Hell yeah, man. You love to see it. T-Bob, Jake, Martin, Taylor hanging out with you today. Getting excited. Jake, you've played in a championship in which you had a lot of success. Do you have any week of, day of memories in the run-up, trying to kind of get your mentals right, and the same thing that we talked to Jay about, like not allowing the stage to overwhelm you?
Gosh, I'm probably the worst person to ask this question to. I never had like really a different feeling for any game.
Really?
Like,
So
yeah.
you just naturally never had the, you just had confidence.
I don't know what it was. I guess so. I never had really a different feeling for any game. Like every game was kind of the same, and it was more about the objective and who I was going against and making sure I had the report right. And
so you had the confidence of a man who felt that you had done the work required to be successful.
I think so. I think it's what it was. I think it was the preparation of going into it and kind of knowing that you were prepared for it. And at that point, like the Hazen Barn, like it is what it is type situation. So.
No, I mean, look, that's fair. Like, and I think anybody can appreciate that in any business, right, or any sport level, is like when you start to panic is when you feel like you didn't do what you needed to do up to that point, right? And so the fear becomes, man, am I going to end up screwing up because I didn't do on Tuesday what I should have done on Tuesday? So if you handle your business during the week, then you're going to be ready to handle your business on game day. Hearing that makes me even more confident for this LSU team. Because I think this is clearly a team that handles their business 24/7. Jay's told us as much the entire year when he talks about the player-led leadership of these guys.
Yeah, I think so. In our game, T, it's one game a week too. So it's very like if you're not prepared for football, like I got no time for you. Truly don't. Like it's once a week. You know your opponent. Prepare. Go out there. Succeed. Like,
but Call of Duty just came out. So, I mean, it's like.
So you put a clause in the contract.
For me, like Gears of War 3 just came out. What am I supposed to do?
I mean, all right, so if there's times, say we have sick kiddos or we're up late or whatever it might be, like sometimes we'll come in here and we won't have as much as we want to have. Like that's that feeling because you do it daily.
Bad feeling.
You do it daily, and sometimes the daily doesn't give you. Now there's some days where you get like a new SEC schedule. It's like, oh man, let's talk about that for 3 hours.
Yep.
And then obviously there's some days where you gotta find it, and there's some maybe you don't feel great, whatever, and that's a feeling that we can all say that we've certainly had. Yeah. But like when you're preparing for a singular game, certainly in football, like it's go be a pro, go prepare.
And really in Omaha, it's not a singular game, but it kind of is. Just because the first one matters so much, right? Like you don't need to be thinking about anything past Tennessee. You don't need to be like Coach Jay Johnson. Everybody has started to get ready plans, get plans ready to go, right? But if you are one of these players, I don't need you to know anything yet about Wake Forest. I don't need you to know anything yet about Stanford, about anybody else in this bracket, because all you need to focus on is step number one, right? You heard Coach, one pitch at a time, one pitch and clear. Okay, one game, and that's it. One goal, one team, one heartbeat. Okay? Same thing that brought you a championship back in 2019, back here in 2023. Somewhere out there, the Swamp King is watching in heaven with Mike 6 and looking down upon Jay with a favorable eye. And here's to hoping that he can bring him some of that magic that he himself used to wield.
I thought the Swamp King was the thing coming up on Netflix.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? It stole my name. But they put the S on it.
Any royalties?
Swamp Kings. It's completely different.
Screw Netflix.
That's right. We talked about
It's a vanilla thing.
Yeah,
vanilla
we talked about it.
3-0 USA. Hour 2 next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
3-0. Accutemp of BR.com. Accutemp BR.com. Accutemp is where you're going to get service to the highest degree. It's how you're going to take control of your comfort zone, okay? Any AC, heating, electrical needs, it's all there for you at the absolute best, man. There's a reason why they're carrying 4.9 rating, a 4.9 Google review rating, which is very hard with thousands of reviews. Just trust me, guys. Just trust me. And look, support them because they support us, all that. But just trust me. You're going to say thank you after you use Accutemp. Ask about the Star Club membership, AccutempBR.com.
If you need to schedule that appointment, you can do it right there on the website right now. I mean, I'm not just telling you that. I've done it myself. I've been here on the show, had an issue, had to schedule that appointment. They could probably get you in today. Certainly here at this time, 7:56. Go ahead, schedule it, and they'll probably be there today. And you're going to get great service, the best service out there. That's why they are who they are. That's why the reviews say what they say. AccutempBR.com, AccutempBR.com.
Bayou Ford has up to $7,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Turn my music high, 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 yeah.
You don't know what you're doing.
Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood can swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. Where personalities clash and chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like it's Wall Street.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Friday, June 16th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 95. Coming up on OTB, Jimmy Ott joins the show at 8:30 from Omaha, and we talk to Scott Kushner of The Advocate at 9 a.m. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OGB. T-Bob, Jake, Mari, Danny hanging out with you today. Nope, not true, not Danny. T-Bob, Jake, Mari, Taylor. My bad, dude. Sorry, dude. You're a Cowboys fan. I thought you were Mexican. I don't know. I got confused, dude, okay?
Like I sit over here, I work hard.
Yeah, you do.
It's all right. Yesterday we had Peter Burns.
You're one of the hardest people in the workplace.
Yeah. And
I've heard that. Yeah.
Hey, Peter called Dallin Dalen. And it's like a huge pet peeve for Dallin.
Oh, really? I could probably fall into that as well. It's a weird first name, D-A-L-E-N.
I think they've worked together, though. And he's like, yeah, hey, bud, it's
how is old part-time PB doing? Is he heading to Omaha right now?
Of course he is. You think part-time PB's going to miss a big event?
Yeah, hell yeah. He does stay in the scene, doesn't he? At least in the SEC scene, for sure.
SEC.
Chat seems to be having a bit of a debate here about chips and salsa versus bread. And I've thought it out during the commercial break, and I think I know where I stand. I want to be clear about this. Chips and salsa, I think, is one of the tastiest things on this entire planet. Literally every day when I get home around 3 o'clock, the first thing I do is eat chips and salsa. Every single day. I'm obsessed.
Every single day?
Nearly every day. I buy these giant bottles of salsa. And
Like what kind? What brand? Chunky?
Just a cheap, normal chunky. Like nothing. I'm not like whatever. It's a bit more organic nowadays, right?
Oh wow.
But
gotta stop by Trader Joe's on the way home.
But again, not an overly fancy kind. Like just your classic. It's just like an organic version of like your classic like Tostitos salsa, right? Or whatever, right? Like a chunky. So I am obsessed. At restaurants, sometimes the chips can be a little thinner. The salsa maybe a little thinner than I like, but it's still a great baseline. Like, I guess here's what I'm getting at. Chips and salsa is maybe harder to screw up than bread. So you're going to keep more of an even line. So bad bread falls underneath chips and salsa, but great bread does come above it. And that's as someone who is obsessed with chips and salsa. Like an elite bread to start when you sit down will beat a great chips and salsa, but a bad chips and salsa beats bad bread. I think that's where I end up landing.
That's exactly where I would have went.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Tough.
Hell yeah, dude. Me and Taylor.
When you go to Cheesecake
Simpatico.
Factory and they bring out 2 different kinds of bread.
Yeah.
You know, you go to Olive Garden, they bring out the breadsticks. You go to Texas Roadhouse or
The
Logan's,
rolls.
they bring out the rolls.
They're delicious.
They just peg you with
Yeah,
rolls.
I mean,
so
gosh,
good.
you go to Lambert's, that's just throwing rolls at you. It's like, what are we doing? It's tough. I mean, I think I'm going to fall on chips and salsa because to y'all's point,
consistent,
it's
yeah.
more consistent. It's hard. Even though I like a thicker chip and I like chunkier salsa, it's hard to screw it up.
If I could eat only one for the rest of my life, yeah, I guess it would be chips and salsa. So yeah.
Well, if you could only eat one, could you pick like where the bread comes from?
So okay, that's what I was going to say.
Because I gotta be honest, I'm going like Texas Roadhouse rolls or something like that.
Okay, so you're right, Taylor. You're right. I'm being a coward here. If it was like in your personal life, you can only pick one, I would pick chips and salsa. If it's when you go to restaurants, you can only pick one, and you're excommunicated for the rest of your life, I would actually go bread, but I would just make sure to go to the really good bread.
Yeah, like the bread you like the best.
Yeah, I wish I could remember. There's an Italian place down by the overpass. I'm blanking right now, but it's mind-blowingly good bread. I mean, really just blew me away. And it's like you just want the whole. Just give me more. Give me 3 loaves before I even eat my meal. Give me 3 loaves of bread to slather butter over. I've always like. Is it an old Jim Gaffigan bit? Where he's trying to explain appetizers to someone who comes from like a less fortunate country.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, that's the food we eat before the food. And the dessert's the food you eat after the food. Yeah. No, that's the food before the food.
Yeah, Daniel wants to know who has a stronger bond or what is the stronger bond? T-Bob and chips and salsa or Jake and his cereal?
That's
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I will say this: the chips and sauce thing for me really kicked off into a daily habit in like the last 3 months. So Jake's got a little more time in the game than I do.
30-something years in the game.
Yeah. Like I've always liked it, but only recently did I learn. No, I'm actually obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And it's like the best post-workday snack just to get a little food in you in the afternoon.
Yeah, my 10-year-old Huddy Paul, he's chips and salsa almost every day.
I could drink it. When I get down to the bottom of the salsa jar, I just crush a bunch of chips up in there and eat it with a spoon.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
It's so good.
Like a tortilla soup with salsa.
Yeah, it's so good. Dude.
And Mario's like, oh, I do that too.
little texture change. You still get you maximizing your salsa intake. Yeah, it's incredible. Dude.
I mean, it's
better
a vibe.
It's better than what I used to do in high school, where my friends used to make fun of me, where I would just end up dipping my fingers in it. Like I would just
like straight in the salsa.
Well, I would just keep dipping, and like maybe that you get in the bottom bag, so the chips are getting smaller, or you get in the bottom of the jar, so you're having to go deeper. And instead of pouring it out, I would just like end up just getting it all over my.
Nah,
hands.
man. To Hester's point, I do that, but I do that with melted cheese and chips since I was little.
With what? What do you mean?
Like crush the chips up and eat it. No, like melted cheddar cheese.
Oh yeah, little microwave nachos.
Like homemade nachos.
Yeah.
Who doesn't
pretty much.
love a little microwave nachos, dude? I mean, they're horribly cheap, but they're horribly good
So
as
good.
well.
It's so simple.
Are they good though, or is it just like when you just got out of the pool, or if you've been,
They're yes, no,
doing
they
other
are.
things?
No. You're right. They are. Yes, they are not. They're like how Ted Lasso explains Hallmark movies. They suck, but they're actually pretty good. But they do mostly suck, but they're actually pretty.
No,
good.
I'm kind of weird. I'm kind of weird about it. In my opinion, it sucks if you're using like shredded cheese, but I use the block cheese and it comes out a lot better.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's a giant.
You just put it in the
block?
microwave.
Yeah,
You put it in the microwave.
It's the Velveeta block or whatever.
Yeah.
One
But the
Velveeta's
block
not cheese.
just over the per the purpose of this conversation,
I tend to agree with you on that, but I know what he's talking about. That's
So
what he's
you
talking
go
about.
like get the Velveeta block and melt it.
Yes. You
Wait,
use a little
how
cheese
long
cutter.
Does it take
You-
a microwave to
like 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay,
to where
but you
it's-
are shredding it up.
Oh no, I like cut it into like little blocks.
That's what he means.
Cut
my
it into
bad.
little blocks, put it in a bowl, put it in the
I
microwave
thought you
for
were
like
just
30
taking
seconds.
the whole block
And
and
just
just
stick it in the
throwing
microwave.
on
That would
top
be
of a-
so
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm like, what?
You gotta cut
It'd
it.
take forever to melt.
If I had a
would.
big enough container, I would.
I would love to see the nutritional facts and what nachos Mario's making. I would love
But
it.
see, that is interesting because I've always assumed that shredded cheese was the premier microwave nacho cheese because it's already ready to be melted. You're going to get an even spread. You're not going to end up with like an overly cheesy bite. Interesting.
Not as much flavor as a block cheese.
I could see that. I mean, Velveeta's delicious. I love Velveeta. It's awesome. You don't. Why you give me a look? You don't.
We've had this whole conversation before. I'm not rehashing the Velveeta conversation. And
I don't remember having
your craft singles that you eat.
I've actually moved away from craft singles.
Oh, good. You're 34 years old.
It sucks, man. I prefer like actual sliced
cheese.
Yeah. But for a while there, I did think that I felt it in my my soul that there was, yes, it's not cheese, yes, it's technically a food stuff, but I thought there was place for craft singles, and it was mainly on Sloppy Joe's. But then I did a nice American, last couple Sloppy Joe rounds, and I was like, well, actually no. I'm sorry, craft singles. We had a great run.
Yeah.
We had a great childhood together, and I'll always cherish our memories, but people change, and sometimes we got to move on.
Do they? 4th of July, how many people you think are going to be using craft singles? Like probably
I don't know anybody that still uses craft singles.
Significant part of the country.
No, I think craft singles is clearly the silent majority of America.
I'll use it for
it's
a grilled
the same
cheese.
people why they rebranded
like
HBO Max.
Yeah, well, just because it melts better for like a grilled cheese, it just melts quicker.
Yeah.
That's literally the worst place to use craft singles and grilled cheese. Like the cheese is the star of the show. You should be using your nicest cheeses.
No, I just agree that it does melt easier.
Yeah. So what I usually do is I'll put like a slice, 2 slices of American, and then like 2 cheddar in the middle, so that the American like melts over the cheddar.
No, I like a multi-cheese grilled cheese myself.
I don't just use the craft singles.
But that's what I'm saying. But just replace that with an actually higher quality cheese, and you're going to end up benefiting. And then you can even whether you want to use olive oil, butter, or you can actually, you ever use mayo on the outside of the bread to as your fat?
So I do a little bit. I do mayo on the inside of the bread of the grilled cheese, and then I slightly butter the outside of it.
You ever had that Japanese mayo, the Kewpie?
I have not.
Ooh, boy, that Japanese mayo's hitting. I don't know what they're doing over
Why
there.
do we do this? I'm starving now.
I would love some Japanese mayonnaise just squirted directly in my mouth right now. I'd eat it all easily. Yeah. I sometimes wish it was more socially acceptable to just eat mayonnaise straight, but it's not. Just like
there was that guy at the ballpark that one time.
Yeah, that actually makes me sick to my stomach. I saw somebody doing that with mustard the other day, and even as a bit, you're really committed at that point. Like he was legitimately shoving a ton of mayonnaise inside of himself. Also, Jay Arnold, the old Texas A&M player who does, he's got like a bit of a Twitter profile growing, covers a lot of different sports and everything. He did the mayonnaise thing at the Mayo Bowl last year as well. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? You might recognize his Twitter if you follow him. It's kind of, he's in the. It feels like the college football sickos know of him. At least some do. Some of the SEC sickos. He's got like a nice little niche lane in the college football world for sure. For sure. Boys, I saw Flash yesterday. I like to offer spoiler-free movie reviews on here.
Yeah, don't, because I'm going to go see it here in a couple hours.
Yeah, it's really good. Very fun. I'm not gonna say, because sometimes I think people accuse me of liking, just liking everything, which is not true. I thought Super Mario sucked. But
is it you, Mario, that kind of enjoyed
it?
I didn't think it was bad either.
I actually enjoyed it.
I'm in the minority. I don't know how y'all thought that was a good movie. Like, it's good for kids, I agree, but like I don't know.
Nostalgia.
You just hit us with that. I don't know how.
I do not know. I do not. I got in this same argument last night. But
remember how mad you got at us for not liking Suicide Squad 2?
Yes, I know. Which is like, but sometimes stuff lands differently. It's like Spider-Verse literally like blew me away and changed my life. I recognize that not everybody's going to feel that same way, but Flash is good. Very fun. I would say, besides Suicide Squad 2, easily the best of the DC movies made post-Nolan. Post-Nolan trilogy. So it's you know what, and you're going to see it sets the tone immediately. It knows it's a comic book. It knows it's a tale of superheroes fighting each other. It's great. It's great. So I would recommend it. But I don't want to oversell it. I will still oversell Spider-Verse. I mean, that thing that's a landmark film in my opinion. But
he got it a film.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I mean that.
I know.
That was not by accident. purposeful.
I know.
Usage of the word there. Like I said, right? Every now and then, and this is not maybe getting to the quality of the story or anything, though that is all great. But in terms of just the animation, you have like Snow White in the 30s that blew people's minds. Sleeping Beauty still blows my mind from a visual standpoint. Toy Story, early 90s, fully 3D movie, all like one of the funniest movies ever. And do I jump all the way to Spider-Verse after that? Like it just feels landmark like that.
You know what was shocking, since we're talking box office here?
Chuck no, he's such an idiot. He thinks Suicide Squad 2 sucked. I don't understand that. Like, you could say it's not, like, you don't have to be in love with it like I am, but it did not suck. It was very good.
Transformers Rise of the Beast made $61 million in opening weekend. People still, like, look, I loved Transformers growing up, and the first couple of movies, entertaining, not great, entertaining. I'd watch them again, but they get worse every single time they put one out, and it made $61 million.
Look, man, you can whinge and we can just sit here and complain all we want. Ultimately, everybody votes with their wallets, right? This is what I don't understand, though, Jake. Who are the Transformers people? Who are the Avatar people? I don't know anybody who has told me that Avatar Way of Water was a great movie. Like, I've never heard anybody even talk about Way of Water, and yet I think it's a top 5 highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the James Cameron name attached to it, the buildup of not having Avatar in years. It can't be having Transformers because you have constant Transformers. But yeah, is Michael Bay still directing?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would maybe think. I don't know.
Not. He's involved.
Yes, he's definitely like an EP for sure. You don't create this modern Transformers and then not.
Stephen Caple Jr.
Okay, shout out Stephen Caple Jr. Look, man, congrats to the Transformers fans. I miss Transformers because I was born in '89, so I was never really a big G.I. Joe or Transformers guys too much. But good on you, because it seems like people like this new one and it's making money. It just bums me out that something like Dungeons & Dragons, which has incredible reviews, ends up being just a huge box office failure. A little bit on them for, $150 million budget maybe was a bit of a swing. But I want to encourage those swings because I think they're interesting, but did not get rewarded.
Yeah, last point, because I know we got to take a break. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which T-Bob and I both love.
Yes.
America and the world loves it because it's 9.1 on IMDb right now.
9.1 on IMDb
with 120,000 votes.
Breaking 9 is borderline impossible.
It might be top 10 all time.
So I haven't gotten into the behind the scenes stuff that I want to dive into yet, but one of the D&D crew last night in the movies told me that there's a chase scene in Spider-Verse.
Third all time.
I'm talking about
on IMDb right now.
What? Somebody told me last night though, Jake, that chase scene, which I don't go into specifics on it, but the chase scene in Spider-Verse took 4 years to animate.
I believe it.
4 years of working on one scene of a movie.
Yeah, that's a long scene.
Yeah,
like a lot went into it, but that makes sense.
And the next one comes out, I think like next March. So hell yeah, I'm pumped, man. All right, when we get back, more OTB, probably float around some. It's Friday, y'all. We're gonna weave in and out of whatever comes into our brain. So
we got the Otter talking Omaha though in 15 minutes, so we'll get right back into it.
You're right. We got Omaha live boots on the ground from Omaha Otter. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Maybe you're driving to Omaha, maybe you're driving Disney, maybe you're driving on vacation, sometimes you're going to the beach, whatever it is. Woo. You get down there at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge right there on the Airline Highway, okay? Where you don't actually have to bid on the car. You can just purchase it.
But that'd be a lot of fun if you went in there.
It would be pretty cool if they just had a live auction bidder just yelling in your ear the entire time. But no, look, if you need a rent, you can get cheaper per day rental prices than your traditional rental companies. Go check out Zasmus Lease Sessions over there. And the bottom line, you already know. Whatever you and your family need, it's there at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and you can go do that today, right? You don't need this whole process of scheduling it a week out. You can go rent that Toyota. You can call them right now, and you can go pick it up today. And again, the full fleet is available. That's not going to be the case in a lot of places. So go check out those per day rental prices on their website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. What hand signals are you doing back there.com?
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done, or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's
Charles Hannegriff, our Omaha home for the College World Series is the Ameristar Casino and Hotel in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just minutes away from downtown Omaha. Enjoy the only casino buffet in the area and a full sports book. Eat, watch, and bet at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel.
Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. The Tigers getting ready to kick off Omaha Saturday night. Unfortunately, we're not in Omaha, boys. It remains an elusive sporting bucket list moment for me. One day I hope to go. How's everyone going to be taking in the game Saturday? I'm excited. I'm going to be, like I said, whiskey in hand at the beach. So vacation vibes are going to be high. Tension's going to be high as well. Probably rock the jersey on the plane to the trip. But yeah, it's going to be. I mean, I'm really pumped. How y'all taking it in?
My crew's always like any big game. they want like wings and like that kind of like
Oh,
they
yeah,
love
yeah.
like getting
Ooh, I might have
wings
to
and
get wings
huge
now.
buckets of fries and the whole deal for a game. And so I'm sure that that's what they'll trick Dad into buying them, and I'm sure we'll all sit around and watch it.
What about you boys?
I'm gonna be at a birthday party, so I'm gonna have food in front of me, gonna have drink in front of me, no matter what.
Now,
be watching?
I was gonna say, is this a
Yes.
party where it'll be on in the background,
Yeah.
or will people be locked in?
No, it'll be on in the background, but it's the World Series. We'll be juiced up. I mean, it's gonna be good vibes. I'm excited.
I'll be doing something similar to you, Mario, for the birthday party. Make sure you get out of the jump house when LSU's batting. That's my only piece of advice. But no, we're doing a little. We rented like a beach house in Bay St. Louis for Father's Day or whatever. So I'll be there.
yeah,
maybe a
dude.
silver bullet. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I completely forgot it's Father's Day.
Do y'all have any
do too.
suggestions? Do y'all have any suggestions for drinking games? By the way, for
Yeah.
like I remember
got
every
plenty.
time they showed Kim Mulkey and mentioned that she was Kramer's mom, you had to take a shot.
Oh, you mean drinking games for the game?
Yeah, something like that.
Every time they say Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens will be 1-1 and 1-2 in some order.
Yeah.
Chill out,
drink.
dude. Yeah, maybe, but keep it a beer. Just a sip of beer, because
Yeah.
otherwise you'll die. I mean, I don't think you should do shots every time, but some alcohol should pass your lips every time Paul Skeens gets a K, right? That's easy.
Make
Oh,
It's very
I got
fun.
one. I got
Gets
one.
everybody very
Every time
fired
Tony
up.
Vitello starts yelling.
Yeah, let's do beer sips so
It's
we
a good
can
one,
really
yeah.
stack. Let's
Yeah.
do beer sips so we can stack different rules here.
Okay.
Paul Skeens K's. The hit. Okay, so hits. If it's a single, 1 second. Double, 2 seconds. Triple, 3 seconds. Home run, finish your drink. Fair?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair?
Okay. Paul Skeens,
Um,
single. Okay.
If it's an error, you got to punch yourself in the nuts. No, I don't know. I guess you don't want to do anything for error.
This
You can
one
take
from
a shot.
Bilbo. Every time Skeens throws 100 or over, sip.
Oof, basically playing power hour at that point. Realistically, how many pitches does he hit 100 with, I wonder?
I don't know.
Probably more than you think.
That's what I'm saying. I
Well,
feel
because
like
you're watching him in the 9th inning, and he said in 100.
Yeah.
Like I imagine earlier innings.
They got to make the rules.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 the hits, Ks. You could do the 100 mile an hour if you want. Maybe you celebrate an opponent pitching change with a shot.
You could do a Vitello tantrum.
Yes. I do like a Tony V rule. We need some sort of Tony V rule.
Maybe
You're
every
right
time
there.
he gets in the umpire's face or something, not as frequent.
Yes.
What about every time Trey Morgan does this after he steps out of the box?
You like it, dude? He just hits a little Dak Prescott real quick, dude. Trey Morgan immediately, every time that pitch, like the second it hits the leather, flips around. It's just, it's getting them hips ready,
That's
dude.
what I'm saying. You got to take a sip every time he does it.
Taylor, are you a fan of this?
I mean, he's a Brother Martin guy, right, Mario?
Who, Dak?
No, Trey.
yeah, I was confused. Yeah, no,
I
he
know
is.
Dak went to Halt and threw one great.
Yeah. He is.
Pat
Crusader.
Fluid, if you see a surrender cobra take a shot, I kind of like that. I don't mind that. There will be a lot of that going on both sides because, like we said, there's going to be ups and downs. Like everybody, get your mind right for that, okay? Don't be scared. And I don't want to hear all this Chicken Little sky is falling crap just because somebody gets a 2-run home run off of Skeens or something, or maybe it's like a labored inning. Like it's stuff is going to happen, okay? You just have to keep fighting. You have to be tough enough to overcome, and this team is tough enough to overcome. Make no mistake about that. Every Trinsky pass ball, take a shot. No. Chill.
Yeah, y'all stop.
That's bad vibes. We don't need bad juju rules. We need good vibes.
What are y'all doing at this point? Like he's batting cleanup and he's hitting a home run every 8 at bats. Like, go somewhere.
And remember,
and quickly, please.
If you're riding with
throws
us,
out stolen base attempts better than any other catcher on the roster. By the way,
if you're riding with us, if Travinsky does run one, if he catches one and hits a 3-run home run, we are all shaving. I don't know if y'all are. I don't think. Well, I don't know.
Well, let me see. Oh yeah.
No,
I was about to say
not.
I don't know if I could grow it long enough to
Mario,
even
let
do
me
it.
see what you got.
You have great angles.
Oh
in your
yeah, Mario
face.
basically has it
Mario
now.
basically already has a Travinsky.
Yeah.
Taylor has great sharp angles to his face.
Hey.
I see. I didn't even think about that. His last name Sharp, guys. Yeah.
Well done.
But Yeah, so if Trinsky hits a 3-run home run anytime in Omaha, we are shaving our face and only keeping the mustache.
All right, I'll
and the
try to
goatee.
grow one like that. Y'all shave it, I'll try to grow one. That's what we'll
Playoff
do.
mustache, Taylor. We need a playoff mustache out of you.
Oh, you won't even be here if it happens.
We can
I
do
know,
it.
dude. I don't want to talk about it, man. I'm not happy. You best believe I'm going to get these takes off, though. I'm making y'all let me call in for a segment or two on Juneteenth to make sure that I can talk about what happened over the weekend. And here's to hoping we're going to be celebrating, man. All right. When we get back, let's talk
well, goal south. Travinsky only throws out more runners because they actually try to steal on him. Teams respect Milazzo more. Milazzo has more attempts, 13 to Travinsky's 9.
Ooh.
And he's thrown out 4. Milazzo's thrown out 4.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
That's
Why are we
one of
even
those.
arguing about Travinsky and Milazzo
That's one of those
anymore,
words lie, numbers don't.
He's batting cleanup.
I know,
Who cares?
that's what I'm saying.
And
Like, why are we even
Milazzo's
having
great.
that
Milazzo has a
conversation?
role to play as well. You will have a game here where you need a defensive replacement late to help close out the dub, and Milazzo's going to be excellent for that. And you know what? If he gets a chance at the plate, I'm more confident in Milazzo in 2023 than I've ever been at any point previously. No bad vibes, boys. Guys, stay united, okay? No cracks in the armor. Red Rover, send Tony Vitello over. We got to keep our freaking arms locked in, okay? Red Rover was fun back in the day, dude. I used to be a beast. Don't send me over. I'm guaranteed I'm breaking that chain, boys. When we get back, let's talk to Jimmy Ott.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford has up to $7,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing on new 23 Ford F-150 XLT trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Hunt. Join me for a Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Will get you updates from Omaha and one more look at LSU and the Vols. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
.104.5 ESPN and Rev Business bring you live coverage from Omaha of the 2023 Men's College World Series. Charles Hannegriff and Jimmy Ott anchor our team coverage starting today with Live at Lunch at 11 a.m. Plus, we'll get you set with for Tigers and Volunteers with a special pregame show Saturday at 3 p.m. Our coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger Baseball in the 2023 Men's College World Series is powered by Rev Business.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, money, 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 money! Let's talk to the money man himself. The most degenerate man this side of the Mississippi, now bringing that degeneracy to the plains of Omaha. Jimmy Ott! What's up, dude?
I just got finished hitting the kiosk, getting that out the way for the day. So, taking my place.
Jimmy, you can't say kiosk. I thought you said just got finished hitting the key. No, okay, hitting the key. Okay, I see. Hey, what's Handy doing right now, Otter? Where's he at?
Poor fella. You ever have that friend that you're always joking with, and in some kind of way, I don't know, it's happened to me. I'm hospitalized, and I go to visit him in the hospital, and man, it ain't no joke. So I'm throwing digs at him. He's going to D.C. Man, when he showed up yesterday, bro, he looked like a mess. Damn, poor guy. Poor fella. I was like, man, I feel so damn bad. I got to go to confession. And so he's better today. He's better today. He's refreshed.
Yep.
He just ate breakfast.
Let's go.
It was a lot of food for the Eggs Benedict, but when I took a bite, I'm like, I didn't have the heart to tell him, but that's Spam Benedict, Charlie. But anyway, he's off to a better start today. Poor guy goes to New Orleans, gets in a flight, and first of all, it took him like an hour and a half to get through security, and then they sit on the tarmac for like 2 hours.
Ooh.
And so that delayed his flight. He missed his connecting flight. He had to go to D.C. He comes here. He's rolling in with the Comrex. I'm doing a show on the cell phone until he gets here. And, well, poor Fitz. I need to be extra special nice to Hanny this week because he had looked like he'd been through hell, man. So, anyway, we're over here at the Ameristar, man. We did our show last night. Barrett's Barleycorn today.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
LSU fans, that's the place. Early 90s, we kind of established it, man. Some of the regulars are going, introduced us to it. We become friends. The general manager of the bar his name is Tiger. It's the LSU place. The 93 championship team they have beach volleyball down in the kind of the bottom of it, and they sort of patio, and man, they brought out the big magnum of champagne, and everybody. It's just the place, for big Sunday is an off day for LSU. They'll have a crawfish boil there.
Wow.
So it's just they're very excited to have us back. The longest route since LSU's first trip in 1986.
Yeah.
So that's they said, when they answer the phone, I'm calling them. They're like, it's been too long. So it's fun, man. And so so it's a little grill. They got this they call a Blarney Stone. It's like grilled turkey with like cream cheese or something on marble rye bread. It's a good little spot to eat too. But they've got these low ceilings. And one of my partners from the West Bank, we call him Short Bull. Well, he's a little guy, about 5'5", okay? Well, when they turn on the lights, and they always at closing time, I think they close at like midnight or something during the summer, and they run that song, that old song. Short Bull's standing on the table. He's going table to table and unscrewing all the light bulbs from the ceiling fan. So, and what can they do? They just laugh. So, I mean, it's a cool culture shock about it. I was thinking of Jacob too when, when anybody asks me, "Oh, you going to Del Mar or are you going to San Diego?" and they're like, "Well, why are you going there?" "Oh, you haven't been.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's like, oh, you've never been to Del Mar. I got you.
So when anybody says, and I've heard media members, when it's a dead giveaway, say, you think they're going to keep this or they're going to bounce this event around? Oh, you've never been.
Yeah,
right.
So the city gets behind it, man, and it's not like going to Seattle for a game or an event. Man, they know why you're here. They spot you out immediately. They just go out of their way to make your stay a little bit more special, a little bit more, hospitable. So
amazing.
It has, in my stays here, it's a difference. Some good, some bad. Moving from Rosenblatt into old neighborhoods where there wasn't a whole lot surrounding it, but this bar with a Keno machine, and so you just start off with a Bloody Mary. When I'm telling you, I've had 1,000 the absolute worst Bloody Mary in the world. But it was always tradition. We go on to Rosenblatt. Let's get 5 Bloody Marys and $5 Keno cards. Let's go.
I mean, you've been there so many times, and I'm jealous of that. But you've been there when LSU's played there. I'm sure you've been there when LSU hasn't been there. But this time, being there, after it's been a handful of years, what's it kind of look like as far as the LSU fans there, maybe compared to the last couple of times you've been there?
Well, I think we'll get a better feel today because it was an early travel day for us. Because, they're starting today. And it's been a while since they started on Friday. So I think a lot of LSU fans have had to adjust as well. Going to the rental car counter yesterday, oh, here come the LSU fans now. So they're a little bit louder. They're a little bit more visible. But I think we're going to really see today, Jacob. We travel last night. We just hunkered down and, called it an early night at the hotel. But at Barrett's, we're going to ramp it up a notch. So, and it's the downtown development. It's really, really neat. And there's a lot of things. There's some cool restaurants. There's a cool little speakeasy that's kind of hidden in there, the Rabbit. So that's a good spot. But all the teams are staying downtown. When Skip Burtman and them were coming in the 90s, they always stayed at the Embassy Suites on 72nd Street, right next to the Drover, home of the Jack Daniel's whiskey steak. But anyway, 72nd Street is a hike from where we are right now. So it's we know the park plays, much more pitching friendly. It's the same dimensions as Rosenblatt, but Rosenblatt was built in a bluff. This is down by the river, and the river is basically right center field extended. So, you got a lot of the different things. But today I'll have a better feel of, kind of what you feel like since this drought. I sense this as a little bit more of a hunger factor, for these fans.
Right. For all fans or from LSU fans?
LSU.
Okay.
LSU.
Okay.
LSU. This group of teams, I don't know, Texas would have been a clear number 2. Before LSU kind of made their claim, Texas was the best traveled fan base back in the day. That's Roger Clemens, Spike Goen, and Cliff Gustafson in that era. So they were winning before LSU, and they kind of they traveled pretty good, but LSU raised it up, another notch. Now we know about Mississippi State last year; they won it all, and they got to celebrate for a whole 11 months till Ole Miss won it the next year, and also their Jello shot count. So Ole Miss obliterated. We do have a report from Rocco's Pizza by the stadium. LSU did set a first-day record yesterday for Jello shots.
Oh, first-day record? I didn't realize that. Okay. Well, it's like we said earlier. Like the only way, though, they're going to break Ole Miss record, the team has to do their job. They got to stick around. And Otter, obviously, I mean, you heard it right there. This man is a man who knows the town intimately, and it's because you've watched a lot of LSU teams of yesteryear play there, and you've watched those teams have a lot of success. So I'll ask you the kind of same thing that I asked Jay Johnson earlier. When you've seen teams that have finished the fight, that have won championships, do you see any of those same traits in this year's LSU Tigers team?
Yes, but I do not. I wish this was being played at Rosenblatt. This kind of gorilla ball light sort of lineup would have feasted on the way Rosenblatt played. Tommy Tanks, I mean, the one he hit, that's getting out of Charles Schwab Field, but I don't know about any of those other ones. And look, it's something that a lot of people will have to adjust to. Wake Forest plays very small. Yep. Tennessee plays smaller than Alex Box. Jay Johnson plays in Tucson. I watched the Pac-12 tournament in Tucson. The balls are flying out of there. So minus Florida, it pays a little bit more pitching friendly. We'll see. But then again, at Hoover, we saw some shots that we just don't see. So they really do believe that the ball is juiced a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get a little bit more of offensive baseball at this College World Series, because I think the first one at downtown, like 3 home runs hit the whole time. And it really alarmed me when I'm like, wait a minute, the center fielder is closer to the infielder than they are to the warning track. That's not normal. So, it's and UCLA beat LSU and won the whole thing by just pitching up, which is, a cardinal sin when you pitch and keep the ball down. But no, they wanted guys to lift it up because the park just ate it up. So we'll see with the new juice baseballs if we get a little bit more scoring.
Otter, you've got Wake Forest obviously is the favorite. LSU comes in number 2 as far as odds. But what's maybe the value play when you're staring down there and you see maybe a Stanford, who I saw yesterday at plus 1,500? Is that something you're paying attention to?
TCU. I hate to be that guy. I hate those guests that come on show and say, "Oh, I got it at this number, but it's no longer around." But I'll be hypocritical. Got it at 18-1 as soon as Indiana State could not host a Super.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I didn't get it before Arkansas. I did not see that. But man, when Arkansas pitched down against the 4 seed in Game 1, they had the guy. Remember the guy threw against LSU in the conference tournament?
Yeah.
I mean, they smashed him. And then they smashed Haggart, the top reliever. And then they come back again, after Arkansas fights their way through the losers bracket, and they destroy them again. They caught a good card, a wild card, flipping from visitor to host for the Super, and I got on that real quick. It went down from 18-1 to 10-1 before they played their first game of the Super. But still, I'm seeing it circa some plus 1050. I'm seeing some plus 850. They're red hot. They've won 20 of 22, including if they can go to Baum Stadium and do that, they can do it. They get a nice draw playing a 4 seed also first of all, and so I think TCU is the value.
I'm
not betting Wake Forest. I'm not. I mean, I've had too many conversations with Skip Bertman. You don't come here since 1955. I'm sorry. I mean, it's the great thing about this event, though, is that these star players crumble on this big stage, or these, sort of role players become stars on this stage. So the variance where, the level of play individually really, really can go, a bunch of different ways. A lot of it is because they're just not used to the lights being so bright. So at this event.
The man whose high school girlfriend once called him the rabbit, Jimmy Ott, going to be live at Omaha. Otter and Hanny all week long. Otter, I love it, man. You'll have the best time. We're looking forward to following along with y'all with the show and having you all on all our shows, and we're going to be living vicariously through you. So have a good time, man.
Be nice to Hanny Friday from Barrett's. We'll see y'all.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Jimmy Ott, the legend. Back where he belongs, in Omaha, with Hanny, talking Tigers. Yep. All is right in the world once again. Thank you, Jay Johnson. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour 1, talk a little Zion, because we're going to open hour 2-3 with Scott Kushner, who's a Pelicans beat writer and a Tennessee graduate. So we're going to be able to touch on both here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $25,000 off new 22 Ram 1500 SCA trucks and incredible deals on all remaining 2022 inventory, all with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had.
Charles Hanegriff, our Omaha home for the College World Series is the Ameristar Casino and Hotel in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just minutes away from downtown Omaha. Enjoy the only casino buffet in the area and a full sports book. Eat, watch, and bet at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel.
Everybody get your roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song. Had a man last year, life goes on. Haven't let the thing loose, girl, in so long.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? It's impossible to talk to the Oddfather and not be in a great mood. Well, I'm becoming a little bit of a tennis boy, Jake. I suck, though. Aunt won nationals at 4-0. That's like the highest. I don't know enough to say if it's like the highest professional ranking, but I've seen 4-0's plays and they blow my mind. And he won nationals. What a legend. What a legend. GOAT back in the day on that 1950s championship team. Worm getting it done on the high school level now. Shout out the Ott family, the Ott father. Shout out Zion Williamson as Nick Underhill making some of the Pelicans media mad yesterday, reporting that Zion Williamson was having a meeting with David Griffin and Gail Benson. Now, Nick knows what he's doing when he throws that tweet out there, right? You leave things a little vague. Now, admittedly, I don't think he exactly I don't think he 100% knew the details, right? But you tweet that out there, you know how people are going to take it with the trade rumors swirling. Mara, where did we end up landing on post-meeting?
So it looks like Zion's not getting traded. There was a report from Fox 8 this morning that cited an ESPN report. Looks like Jonathan Givony, that's how you pronounce it, was on Zach Lowe's podcast, and he said a team source from the Pelicans informed him that they're not going to trade Zion Williamson. They're not going to trade Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
So maybe they talked to him about his future a little bit, but if they did, it was a conversation about him staying.
So that makes all the sense in the world. That also does, I believe that reinforces the idea that all this talk of trading for the number 2 pick did not involve those two. Like maybe other teams would have won it, but I feel like it would have gotten shut down. Or am I wrong here? Are you reading it more that maybe that was on the table and now it's off the table because they didn't like what the prices were?
Yeah, I was trying to see who I saw yesterday, Mario, because it's kind of gone back and forth. I saw a national basketball writer say that they're not involved, like Zion and B.I. weren't involved in the trade to get up there. Remember, the Pelicans do have still a treasure chest full of draft choices.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could involve them and some of your other players in there.
You'd have to give up players. It wouldn't
know.
necessarily, I guess, be B.I. or Zion.
Yeah, well, I think we were talking about it the other day. If they want the number 3, they don't have to trade Zion or B.I. You could do like a Valanciunas, your next 2 number 1s, something along those lines.
Valanciunas feels like you don't really want to give up Herb, obviously.
Yeah,
you don't want to give up Trey Murphy.
Like you said, that's just from the Pelicans' point of view. I don't think either one of these teams were going to give up Brandon Miller or Scoot, the guys that are slated to be drafted there, for any trade that didn't involve either B.I. or Zion. But
you don't think?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, for the Pelicans, it would have sounded great, but from the Blazers or Hornets' point of view, I don't think that would have made a lot of sense. And there's also some smoke there because Brandon Ingram and Zion are both from the Carolinas. Brandon from North Carolina, Zion from South Carolina. So it was a story. I think the Pelicans maybe considered it, but at the end of the day, they weren't going to put either one of those guys in a trade.
Well, we can talk to Scott Kushner about it next, at Scott D. Kushner, and then we can also make fun of him for being a little orange boy. Did y'all see the Mississippi State 3D graphics?
Yeah.
For their
I'm
schedule?
the one that sent it to you, sir.
Dude, that was so stupid.
It was great, though.
We should look at that. Hour 3. It was really good. Hit the like button, youtube.com/@1045ESPN. We'll see you hour 3 coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance jobs, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
All right, let's say ah.
Where'd my spotlight go?
Super weird, but we can take care of it.
Get in and get better at Patient Plus.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Friday, June 16th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 95. Coming up on OTBOT, we talked to Scott Kushner. Coming up next, if you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. And you can follow the rest of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome back, OTB. I was just in some random Braves thread, and I'm just cracking up because all the comments are just how much they hate Bally. And then you said the Mavericks hate Bally as well. Pelican, like, who likes you? How does nobody like you, and yet you have that much money? What did you do, Bally? Just go away. Get out of here. Nobody likes you. You know who I do like? Our next guest, Scott Kushner, at Scott D. Kushner. He's a part of that old Johnny-come-lately baseball fanhood that is being a Tennessee Volunteer, as they suddenly like to act like they care about something that they haven't been any good at, won't be any good at after they get put to bed Saturday night. Scott, what's up, dude? How we feeling?
Oh, I'm walking around this neighborhood with this baby, looking at these LSU flags, thinking, going to be some sad folks tonight.
No chance, Scott, no chance. Look, we'll get into the game, but before we talk baseball, we ended last hour talking Zion and basketball. Some alarm bells go up yesterday as Zion Williamson was meeting with Gail Benson, but you know what, turns out Miss Gail just wanted to give him a nice fatherhood gift, you know, ahead of Father's Day. Very thoughtful, very kind.
What does someone worth that much money give for a present?
I don't know. That's a great question. What do you get the man who has everything? Like, at that point, I think it becomes you have to. Now, Gail's not doing this, right? But, like, you have to do something cheap and handcrafted because you're not going to be able to buy anything that matters. So you have to make something and then be like, hey, I put effort into it. And that's more important than money at the end of the day, right?
Or a week on the yacht. That would work.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Never mind, Scott. You win. Give me a week on the yacht, and I am the happiest father on earth. Happy early Father's Day to you as well, man. How about this, though? About Zion Williamson, we've been talking trade rumors all week long. Kind of, you know, is it realistic to think they would want to move him for like a second or third pick? How real? Because you have to take these calls, but how real were the Pelicans in terms of entertaining some of these discussions regarding Zion and maybe BI?
It's very real. There's no question they have their eye on Scoot Henderson. Everything about that is real. I don't know exactly how it got out. That seems kind of sloppy that they would want it out. But it is real that they love Scoot Henderson. And I think the moves of this week show that they do want like a reboot in some ways. Like they're trying to change the infrastructure of the team underneath, the surface right now, which is Teresa Weatherspoon and, hiring Vince Borrego. They've done a lot of stuff, Aaron Nelson being the biggest one, but they've also had shakeup in the front office, like actual people, working underneath Griff. So there is a significant wind of change that is occurring, and that mindset would lead you to believe that they're not afraid to break up the core of Ingram and Zion and go in a direction that is completely different.
I want to ask just about Scoot Henderson in general, because you've drafted Dyson Daniels, you've drafted Kyra Lewis, both in the lottery. Like, does that tell you maybe they, where they kind of value those players, or is it just because they really – Henderson's just somebody that they kind of value above all else? Like, where does that fall?
Yeah, I think they are under the impression Scoot Henderson can be like a multiple-time All-Star, All-NBA, like basically the level that Brandon Ingram is now, and another notch, I think, is what they ultimately hope. That's where they value him. And in a lot of drafts, Scoot Henderson would be number one. He's not number one because Victor Wembanyama is there, and he's available because the Hornets are not, I think, as in love with him as the Pelicans are. So it's just a unique set of circumstances. Like, you never would have been able to trade up to get Zion. And you really probably couldn't have traded up to get John Morant. But I think that's the way to think about it. How many drafts would John Morant have been number one? Mm-hmm. They think this is a similar type of deal.
So is it what we were just discussing, does any potential package for Scoot, like, is it a non-starter if it doesn't involve Zion or BI?
I don't see how they could do it from Charlotte's perspective of why they'd want it. And even then, I think, why would you want Zion at this stage? Yeah. It just seems like a huge risk when you consider what the other side of it is. But obviously, there's a lot of moves to be made. I think they want to keep LaMelo Ball happy, too. And they think if they can pair him with someone who's good immediately, they can be a really good team. And maybe they're right, but they also do a lot of dumb stuff in Charlotte, just as they've done a lot of dumb stuff in New Orleans.
Well, I mean, did you see the report? Jordan selling the team just broke on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know. So the winds of change are quite literally in the air at the highest level in Charlotte.
Well, he's not been a good owner. No. He's been good at a lot of things, like selling shoes and playing basketball. He is very bad at owning a basketball team.
So maybe what's the next kind of thing to pay attention to, though, because of the Zion and all the extra stuff that's been out there with him. You're trying to get him back on the court, and then there's his trade rumors. Like, what's that relationship look like? Like, what do you have to do, Scott, to make sure that he's healthy, he's on the court, he's mentally there? Because last time we heard from him, right, he's like, I'm healthy, but I just don't feel like Zion. Like, there's a lot of people that aren't going to take a liking to a comment like that.
Such a bad quote.
Yeah, I think all that is completely reasonable to be annoyed by from the franchise's perspective. But, yeah, everything that's gone on in the last week or two with him, with the off-court stuff and the girls and everything, I think that's about the 5,000th priority right now for the team and to consider Zion's issues. They need him to get healthy. He claims he's getting healthy. They need him to be locked in, which he was for the first part of last season. But they are also kind of taking away a lot of the structure that was in place for him, like Teresa Weatherspoon, Aaron Nelson, who didn't have a great relationship by any stretch with Aaron Nelson, but just like they're shaking up everything around Zion. And I think that's probably a good thing, considering it has not really gone well the last few years. I
mean, but like, hey, we're talking to Scott D. Kushner, of course, covers the Pelicans for The Advocate, and we'll get to a little Tennessee talk. But, I mean, Scott, I don't know, man. I hear getting healthy, and I'm like, how? How are we still in the getting healthy portion? Like, it should be just working out. Like, it should just be full speed, getting the body right for another season, not still getting healthy to where you can work out full speed again. It's wild how extended these things seem to be. And you could hear that coming out of the players, right? I mean, the subtweeting of Zion was so obvious after the year from C.J. McCollum, from David Griffin, a lot of times just directly at him. Do you have a sense of kind of how the locker room, how the other fellas on the team are feeling towards Big Z at this point?
Everything I heard all season was that it was fine until he basically stopped playing. And then once it got into the spring and they started losing, he was out. I did hear it was not great. The relationship between him and the rest of the team fractured, which had very much fractured the year before when he didn't play at all. If you remember, he didn't return C.J. McCollum's phone calls. That's the trade, that kind of stuff. They got to get that stuff right. And I also think medically, yes, he hasn't been healthy, et cetera. He's certainly been, overweight and, not being ready through rehab and all that stuff. I think a new trainer is going to have a completely different approach with the idea of, hey, look, man, I don't care if you're 30 pounds overweight. You're going to play.
Yeah.
And if you get hurt again, then you get hurt again.
Yeah.
Like you can't, as Trooper Taylor once told me, you can't make the club in the tub. There is no point in holding a guy out so that he doesn't miss more games. Like he's missing all the games. Why are you holding him out from the games? He doesn't play in any game.
That is funny
so
to think about.
There's just been no purpose to this, and I think that's probably why they're moving on, is to get a completely different philosophy of, rather than sort of bubble wrapping these guys and waiting till everything's perfect before they play again, you get a guy, which is what Stan Van Gundy said, is like the only way Zion works out is when he's playing basketball. So let him play basketball, and I think you're going to see a lot more of that coming up.
One of the things we were talking about last week, Scott, before kind of all the Zion stuff kind of to flare up, was Chris Paul. And Chris Paul, I know that he said he wants to stay with the Suns, but, we're all toying around with the idea. Like, could CP3 find his way back? A little reunion tour there with the Pelicans. It doesn't feel like there's anything there anymore, Scott.
Yeah, it does not seem like his name has really popped on that. But if you're able to make a deal and you change the entire complexion of this roster, as trading Ingram and Zion or whatever it might be, I think all of a sudden that becomes a little bit more realistic, that you can try to bring in someone like Chris Paul. But I do think Chris Paul, if you're looking at it from his perspective, he's got to be ring chasing at this point. And there's just no way he's not going to go to a team where he doesn't think he can win a championship right now, and certainly one within the next 2 years. And I don't think the Pelicans are that team.
No. They're probably not. Well, look, Scott, thank you for the Pelicans talk. We will continue to break down Pelicans with you throughout the offseason, next season, anytime news breaks. But how about it? So here's what's interesting, Scott. I want you to give the people your story a little bit because, Tennessee alum, love Tennessee. Like most Tennessee fans, the baseball has exploded onto the scene the last couple of years, but to the extent where you were in Hattiesburg last week and enjoying a little 8-hour weather delay, that's how much you support the team now. What's it been like for the Tennessee fan base to fall in love with this sport?
It was wild, man, going to Hattiesburg. I went with a friend who lives here in New Orleans, and I was like, how many baseball games did you go to in college? He's like, maybe like 2 innings. I was like, how many did you watch on TV until 2021? He's like, maybe 2 innings.
Yeah.
I covered the team for the paper, so I was around it. They went to Omaha when I was a junior, so they were a thing for me. But most people, when I say most people, I mean almost everyone, did not care. And if they did care, that was dragged out of them over the following 15 years of being terrible.
So you were actually then, Scott, you were there for kind of the old Tennessee golden age, right? Eric Ainge winning the the East in 2007. You said, obviously baseball going to Omaha, which never happened. Basketball was really good, I think, at the time. Pat Summers winning national championships. Softball was still really good. It kind of feels, is it accurate to say that Tennessee is kind of in a bit of a second golden age right now, just missing the crown jewel of a championship?
Yes, they're calling themselves the everything school. That's their big branding thing right now. So we're an everything school because I think they're the only school with Sweet 16s in both sports, College World Series in both sports, and then a New Year's Six bowl game or something.
Yeah, no championships.
That will never happen.
Yes, spoken like a true fan. Everybody knows if you truly love a team, you actually hate them, and you know they're always going to disappoint you. Like you never actually give them the benefit of the doubt because you love them too much. You can't let hope infect your cynical heart.
Do you realize how much time I've spent on the Southwest Airlines website booking for championship week and being like, oh, well, they lost. Cancel that.
Who do you think they're going to throw Saturday, Scott? I mean, do you care? Like, do you? Is this like? I mean, because look, when I approach LSU, I'm a layman, right? I just watch for fun. I love baseball. I've fallen in love with sport. The older I get, the rhythm of it, I think, just appeals to like being a dad and everything in a weird way. But like, do you have like kind of a strategic take on who you would throw Saturday if you were Tennessee?
I mean, I feel like they'll stick with what they've done the last couple months, which is that guy Lindsey, who's not the top arm. You know, they got two big MLB arms that kind of are behind him, and really three if you include the closer. But they don't start with those guys. So I think they're going to stick with what they have. I think they're actually more likely to win coming out of the losers bracket and try to catch LSU without scheme.
Yeah. I mean, that's the fear, right? Like, I fear Tennessee more in a rematch than I do tomorrow just because of Paul Skeens. The dude's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable. I mean, I just am very curious to see the breakdown in the stands. Like, LSU is incredibly fired up for this thing.
Yep.
Are they going to have, like, 80% of the stadium for every game they play at this point?
Jake, do you know? I actually don't know how this normally breaks down. I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm not sure. It's such a weird trip, Scott, and you know this because, like, you just don't know how long your team's going to be there and, like, how long did you plan to stay? Yeah, do you go to the first game, then you got to go back home and actually go to work? Do you stay for the whole tournament? Like, I never know with the crowd.
It's crazy. The idea of people going out there for, like, 11 days.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on in your life that you can just take 11 days off?
We got a bunch of Europeans. They're on holiday for a little bit. Ooh, Scott, what's going on here? We have a College World Series shot board update from our guy Bilbo in the chat. LSU leading the way at 564. Wake Forest, the Deacons, more like the Drinkins, 328. Oral Roberts, 206. Tennessee 177, Scott. I don't think y'all are ready, dude. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Doesn't feel ready to me.
Sad. Don't feel like, I think we're spoiled. You know? that's just two trips to Omaha in 3 years. It's just spoiled.
Okay, relax.
Haven't won a game in Omaha since Enron was on the
Enron.
Wow, I think you have to be like mid-30s, maybe 40s to appreciate the Enron drop there. Well, look, Scott, I actually don't wish you the best of luck. I hope Tennessee gets obliterated. I hope you fall flat on your face. I hope you know nothing but pain over the weekend. And I hope you suffer that pain at the school that I cheer for's hands. So I love you on a personal level, but I wish you nothing. I wish you bad luck this weekend.
I reciprocate all those feelings.
Yes.
Perfect. Scott D. Kushner, the advocate, covers the Pelicans and noted Tennessee alum. Scott, thank you so much, man.
See y'all. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, later, bro. Boys, 564 shots. If the team sticks around, we're pacing great.
If the team wins tomorrow,
oh, bro, that thing's gonna explode.
It'll be in the thousands by the time the final outs are recorded.
We need to get Gordon on this. We need to get Gordon calling up. Like if they start to make a run, calling up and doing the big Jello shot donation like some of those big Ole Miss boosters were last year. When we get back here on OTB, hour 2, boys. Let's have some fun. It's Friday. Go Tigers.
OTB, OT.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552. For all your plumbing needs, 50 years. How about this? Daniel Basham, one of our favorite people in the chat every single day. Love you, Daniel. He just said he had Central Plumbing come out of the house this morning. Jake, 10 out of 10 would recommend. That's an exact quote from the chat. How about that? That's how I feel too. That's why anytime I have any plumbing problem, I don't think twice. I take advantage of the 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, great warranty coverage, licensed, bonded, and insured. It's commercial. It's residential. It's Central Plumbing.
Go to the website, centralplumbing.org, and you're going to have the same satisfaction that Daniel did earlier today. You're going to enjoy the service. They're going to be there. They're going to do exactly what you need to get done. But also check out that remodel game we always talk about. That can be your home or your business, and always, trying to get T-Bob to go there. Go tankless with the tankless water heater. Never run out of hot water. Again, no matter what the situation is, centralplumbing.org, 225-925-8552.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
This summer, retirement is a state of mind. Whether it's a mid-morning activity or an early bird special, grab a Coors Light and chill like you're retired.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review.
It's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The eve of LSU's return to Omaha. We'll have CWS updates and the Riot Radio Hours return. Join us, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
I'm just picturing excuse me, music playing for a second because I gotta work this mental image. I'm just picturing Otter and Hanny and Barleycorn.
You think Hanny's doing any of those motions?
I mean, I want him to be. So yes, in my mind, Hanny's out there looking smooth as hell, shades on. Maybe little 104.5 ESPN polo.
Minus the maybe. There's not many things that my man Hanny hates more than when his travel gets messed up. I have been with him. We were there for the SEC championship game this year, and everyone listening to this show knows the look that Hanny had on his face during that entire travel sequence. And I was like, man, Hanny, there's nothing we can do. We can't. It sucks. It's bad. It's Atlanta. I want to get there too, but he was just not having it. He's look.
You can't leave your carry-on
that he did.
You got to look in the mirror at that point.
He
no
did.
pointing fingers.
We went through TSA. He had a carry on, and it was me, him, and Moscona. We grabbed ours. We look, and Haney's just walking. No bag behind him. It's like, hey, where's your bag? And then that look, and then followed by a word, and then he tries to dart back, goes back. It wasn't there. Barely makes the plane before it takes off. But I think he did end up, getting it sent to him a couple of weeks later.
A lot of talk about the price of the Jell-O shot at Rocco's. We've already discussed it on this show. It is genius. It's genius marketing. I do want to remind you, though, for the games, if you're looking for somewhere to watch, Oliver Twist is great. Rock Paper Taco is great. They're going to be doing Jell-O shots as well in honor of the boys. However, unlike those greedy bastards at Rocco's, I mean, look, it's cool, Rocco's. I'm just kidding. You got to make that nut for sure, right? It's like being a haunted house, okay? You got to make that nut in October. So do your thing. But Oliver Twist, doing it for a good cause, you go out there, you buy your $2 Jell-O shots, Jake, all the money, it goes to the Baton Rouge Greater Food Bank. How about that?
Say now.
So you could go play the drinking game. And Jell-O shots actually, you could do drinking games with Jell-O shots and not get into trouble, right? Like you could take a Jell-O shot every Skeens K. You could take a Jell-O shot every hit if you wanted to, and you would probably be fine unless somebody's packed these things down. But generally, people don't. Every now and then, you can run into some strong ones, but generally, people don't. I'm a little disappointed in the leaderboard thus far. Not in LSU or Wake or Oral. They're doing great. Tennessee's all right. But, I mean, Florida. How are you losing to Stanford? Stanford doesn't drink Jell-O shots. They drink Pinot. Get out of here. They sit there and they code and they ride bikes and go on hikes, okay? Come on, you're Florida. Dude, be better. Jorts, the beach. You were born for this. You should be smashing Stanford in Jell-O shots. Like Virginia not even breaking 100, I get it, okay? There's some fancy Monticello lads. They're too up their own ass about their own history as essentially American royalty, and they think they're so academic and so smart that Jell-O shots are beneath them, okay? Not you, Florida. You're a walking Jell-O shot, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? Pick it up, guys. Come on. Get it together. I'm disappointed in you.
I mean, it's a weird time in Gainesville. We were talking about during the break.
Yeah, it is.
It's just baseball got back there. Just a weird time. I mean, Billy Napier, not a great year. Got beat up, got bullied by the Beavers.
God.
In a bowl game.
30-3.
Basketball wasn't as good as people thought with, your coach coming over from San Francisco. Just didn't work out. Your schedule in 2024, I already feel bad for you.
I know. They got a tough boy. It's hard to see what Florida's going to be in 20 or not. Well, I don't think they're going to be good. I'm interested to see what they're going to be in 24 because if they're not good, then Billy Napier is just staring down an impossible task. Because it looks brutal. Champ says that Jell-O shots are basically for children. You can drink all you want. Is that true? Can you? Oh, that's actually a great question. Do you drink or eat a Jell-O shot?
It's a good one. I think it's more of a drink, at least for me. It's more of a slurping. I don't do much chewing.
Fair.
I was going to say eat it.
Really? But do you chew it? Not that it matters, because you could still say eat it. But I'm with Mario. When I take a Jell-O shot, I finger the rim, and then I just
I think I take one bite.
You finger the rim, and then you slurp.
Yep, all the way around the rim. So you loosen that thing up a little bit, and then just suck it down.
At Big Game Boomer.
I usually same thing, but
ready.
I take one bite, cuts it in half, and then I put it in my mouth, bite down.
It's the weirdest way to take a Jell-O shot I've ever heard, Taylor.
Well,
I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't have a lot of experience here in this realm.
Why? Your wife made some of the best Jell-O shots possible.
Yeah. My wife did.
Yeah. No, so I just figured it was like a party trick of that. Maybe that, I don't know, I figured you had a lot of experience with the rim.
No.
Loosening it up.
I mean, y'all know me.
Ready to go.
Y'all know me from the get-go. Not a huge drinker, but if I do drink, it's going to be two things. It's going to be Cold Coors Light or Jameson.
Look, Hunt Palmer in the chat says, you eat the Jell-O shot. You dang right you do, Hunt.
I'll say this. Katie did have an especially loose rim. Like, they came out really easy and went down extra smooth. What do you mean?
I knew he was
what do you mean? I couldn't help it. I mean, come on, boys. What are we doing? It's Friday. We're having a little fun. I had to.
I like how the chat, like when you say stuff like that, like the chat will be like, "Oh, come on, T, really, T?" It's like, you don't know this man?
It's my bit, you know? Juvenile humor.
He literally
sexual
told
innuendo.
Big Game Boomer to do what?
Yeah, eat my ass. But that's not. But that's not innuendo. Okay, that's on the nose. Okay, that is a blunt. That is T-Bob killed Big Game Boomer with the candlestick in the studio, because that is a blunt force object that I'm hitting him with there. At least there was not subtlety is probably too kind of a word here, but there was a little bit of innuendo here, a little bit of euphemism. Yeah. Scott says talk about Jake's wife too much, and I feel like he might kill you. He can't, because then he go to jail. He can't go to jail with a pregnant wife at home. It's bad business, boys.
There's very few
I'm
people.
protected.
Very few people that I would let have, kind of those comments. T-Bob's one of them.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
That was when Mario, you say that, I'll punch you right in the face.
Yeah, Daniel Bass, it's been 4 years of T-Bob. You know what you're buying at this point. That's completely fair.
Yeah, that's why we love him.
I agree.
I'm still a little upset, though, T-Bob, you planned this vacation during Omaha. I'm not going to lie.
I did not plan anything. I'm not happy about it either.
If LSU wins the game on Saturday, like, I want to come in. I know. Hope to have the Doc Holliday facial hair, because that means Stravinsky hit a 3-run homer, and then it's just going to be like nobody over there.
I know.
You know?
Well, I want to do, I was thinking about doing the first 2 segments either over the phone or video, because I am going to want to get these takes off one way or another, but it's still not going to be the same. So I feel you. Look, it's a huge bummer. It in and of itself, this vacation I'm going on is a commentary on the struggles of LSU baseball. Because I have never, I go on this trip with my wife's family every year, and it has never messed with Omaha. And it's been at the same time. So it's always been during Omaha, but it's never actually messed with LSU because we never made it. And so now all of a sudden, like, it just hit me a week ago when I was like, oh my God, this sucks. We really screwed this up.
When did you start back here?
2016. Okay, wait, I guess 17.
Because right after that, so I came.
We didn't go on the trip, and we would have been really good at 17.
It'd been that 1 year.
After that. But I didn't go on the beach trip then.
Okay, because I came that year. So 17, you play against Florida. I came that December, so I just missed. This is the first time I've been doing radio in Baton Rouge where LSU's gone to Omaha. Yeah.
Brian Bird says LLT going on another vacay. Hold on, wait, I haven't gone on a vacation yet this year, have I? Disney.
You
Disney
went
early
on
in the year.
Disney.
That was early though. That was like February. It's a long time.
You
ago
took a spontaneous trip recently.
What?
Right? I don't remember to
What are
where.
y'all
You missed like a
talking
Monday
about?
and Tuesday.
No,
Yeah.
he just missed. You were out like a long weekend.
Oh,
you missed
yeah,
like a
well,
Monday.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
not like
Y'all
a,
need to keep my name out of your mouth.
That's
Okay,
not a
y'all
vacation.
are too on top of my schedule
I
right
never
now.
said your name.
He had little baby Bobby too, and he
Yeah,
took like 4
baby,
days.
you
He
bums.
took 4 days with that
What do you
too,
want me
which
to
we
do?
did. Yeah.
That was around the SEC championship.
Yes, that was. You know what? I need to be better at. Like, I missed 4 days 2 weeks ago, but I was working. Like,
I
I
don't
need to
think
take
that
a
counts.
vacation.
You were at the draft, right?
No, I went to the draft. Then I went to Destin for the
that's
SEC
right,
spring
that's right.
meetings.
Yeah. You haven't been on vacay. Yeah. Well, let's be clear. I got more coming, boys. You know, I got more coming right after the SEC championship. You ain't gonna see me for a week. 'Cause I'm finally doing Disney in December. Can't wait. The lowest.
best time to
It's
do
the
it.
lowest pop time. I never realized that. And you're getting all the Christmas
Wait,
vibes.
where are we going though? We going Florida?
Orlando.
Or,
LA's fine, but I got family in LA, so I can pop in for a day. I like Epcot, dude. Epcot's my favorite part.
it's just still
hands
hot
down.
in Orlando in December a lot of times.
Yeah, which is fun, but but not as hot as July. I mean, on the scale, I'll take it. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think I got one other big one as well.
Tell you, my kids want to go back to Knott's Berry Farm. We went out there. I guess that would have been November.
What's that, a theme park? I don't know
November.
Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah, out in Cali.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know that.
and it's like just rides, just like roller coasters everywhere,
yeah.
just rides. Like there's not a lot of fluff.
See, when my kids get older, I'll do that because I love rides. But for now, it's all about like the characters and the vibes and everything. But they'll reach the age like I did, where I was like, I don't really, I want roller coasters. Then you go to Universal, which I didn't realize the Universal parks are actually killing it right now. Like they doubled their revenue for last year.
They're actually opening a third park.
Yeah,
It's
Really?
like Ultimate World or some
I
weird
saw
name
that.
like
It
that.
looks
Yeah, yeah.
insane. It looked like the concept.
Ultimate Universe.
Yes,
is the
the
name
concept art looks wild.
They have
And
like
then-
a Mario Kart roller coaster.
Well, they're opening it to the entire Mario Land.
Yeah.
They opened one in Japan, and it's opening over
Well, so
here.
the roller coaster, you can't see the track. It's like under the thing. So it looks like you're just like,
Oh,
yeah.
like your Mario Kart.
Yeah,
okay,
kinda.
very cool, dude.
I'm not even a big Harry Potter guy, but Harry Potter World at the Universal in Orlando is really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you feel like the reverence when you're there.
Yeah, you go get the robes, drink beers. It's a lot of fun.
That's why Daniel said Universal Studios is my favorite part of Disney.
At a certain age, yes, I get it for sure. But with little ones, I think Disney is better than Universal. But whatever, I don't know. That's just me. All right. Hey guys, remember USA beat Mexico 3-0 last night. Suck it, Danny. When we get back, more OTB.
OTB, OT.
That's right. The USMNT got it done. The Tigers are going to look to get it done Saturday night. And many of the people looking to get it done are members of the G Team. That's right, because they joined up with Gordon McKernan, the Gord father of NIL. And if you get Gordon, you get it done as well for you in the courtroom. 225-888-8888. Go find him on social media at Get Gordon. Check out the Grub with G series. They got a lot of great sit downs, some of your favorite athletes. Check out all the charitable acts that they're always engaging in, whether it's raising money for Turner Syndrome awareness or helping out with the Miracle League. They're the absolute best. Get Gordon and get it done today.
Yeah, you can get it done on the phone right now by dialing the area code in Louisiana, followed by the H. You can get it done by going to getgordon.com, because on the website, if you've got a question, they can answer that question right now, because maybe you can't get to the phone. Maybe you're at work right now and you've got a question. Don't worry, they can answer that question right now. Again, at the site, getgordon.com. Get Gordon is the handle on all social media as well. Dial that area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, I'm happy to say we have vehicles in stock and more coming in at no markup. Don't pay over MSRP. Come on down to Corvell Toyota and choose your new Toyota today. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up and down on my last dime. Come home in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
He made it. Hanny's here. We're in Omaha, live at lunch, Friday edition, live from Barrett's Barleycorn, brought to you by Six Rings Baseball Academy in Covington, Louisiana. It's live at lunch. Ott and Hanny from Barrett's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
You might find us early sunrising, tractor driving, growing your greens. Staying alive, working 9 to 5, just living that American dream. With the plumbers and the preachers, the pre-K teachers, the mailmen.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It sounds like what you get if you ask ChatGPT to write you a country song. Like, it is so stereotypical.
What is this?
I don't know.
No,
Folk,
look,
I don't
this
know
is
what
Luke
this
Combs. I'm not taking any slander. This is a good song.
Okay, I'm not saying you can't enjoy it or it's not a good song.
Vibe.
It's the most generic ass country song I've ever heard in my entire life. This came out of an AI program.
I interviewed someone who's on tour with Luke Combs yesterday, Riley Green.
I love Riley Green.
Okay. I didn't know
Riley Steele.
I've seen Riley Green twice.
Played quarterback at Jacksonville State.
Okay.
He was a starter, apparently. You know who came in and replaced him?
Riley Steele?
Wait, can I guess?
Yeah.
Was it Ryan Perilou?
Ryan Perilou.
Oh, wow. What a legend.
Yep. But I think Riley's doing okay.
Riley Green, good country singer.
He's touring with Luke Combs.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, he audible, adjusted, adapted nicely. Whatever, you get the point. He did whatever it is that he did nicely. Welcome back to OTB, boys. Omaha, we are counting down the hours. Look, everybody keep it chill today. Enjoy the games, okay? Calm before a storm. We don't want to expend too much energy before Saturday, but make sure Saturday night you're locked in because we all need to have one singular goal in mind, and that's the LSU Tigers beating the Tennessee Volunteers' ass. And if we all commit our energy to it, we're all going to, no matter, I'm going to be in Hilton Head.
Land chart?
You're going to be here. It's not the land chart. This is the this is my focus face. Okay, y'all are going to be here. I'll be in Hilton Head. Others in Omaha. But you've never seen DBZ, Jake. But in Dragon Ball Z, Goku does this move called the Spirit Bomb sometimes, right? And he holds his arms up.
You don't know what I've seen.
He like gathers all the energy to him. Basically, we need to provide Jay Johnson with our energy to create his own Spirit Bomb Saturday night.
You had one right there. You could have said he was He-Man, and he had the sword up.
Okay.
And I have the power.
Yeah, I'm down. And we're the lightning. Does he get struck by lightning when he does that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're the lightning. The point is, it's like The Secret, right? That's how we drafted Zion in the first place. In the show, we said we're going to get the first overall pick. It happened. Now you have Zion Williamson. Well, maybe we should commit some of our energies to make sure that he stays healthy. But whatever. The point is, for now, we all focus on beating Tennessee. And if we do that, well, you can't be stopped, okay? Between Jello Shots momentum, the return to Omaha, the Intimidator looking a little lonely, needing a fresh addition here in this new decade, it's all lining up for us, boys. Let's go. Let's go, and it all starts Saturday night. Bilbo says, Jake, definitely watch DBZ.
I know. You know me. I would be all about it if I did. I don't care.
You would.
Just
You
I
actually, you would. DBZ to me is cool because it's a very football. It's actually the most meathead of all anime.
Okay, yeah.
Because how Saiyans train and get stronger, they have to beat the hell out of themselves. And every time they beat themselves down within like an inch of their life, they get stronger when they recover. So it's like their training is just, hyper intense, push yourself to the absolute limit. You break down all your muscles, and then you come back and you're a little stronger. And then you just rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
What do you mean is working out? Isn't that what you do when you lift weights?
Mm-hmm.
Like it breaks the muscle fibers down and they rebuild stronger?
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's why you had to feed it protein and different things so they build together.
Feed it sensu beans. Watch Goku eat. The man is voracious. He shovels it down. Actually, it's one of the greatest parts about anime is the food. Oh, God. No better cartoon eating than an anime. It's the absolute best.
I'm so hungry.
Me too. I'm starved,
oh my
dude.
Gosh. Ever since we talked about it, whenever that was.
Who out of OTB is Krillin? Mario. Bilbo says Jake would 100% see Goku. I agree. kind of a Yamcha feel from Taylor there.
What's that?
It's just a character.
The guy that always dies first.
Well, Krillin's kind of in the same
So
boat.
he's Kenny from South Park.
Krillin gets every bone in his body broken by every major enemy, it seems like.
Similar characters.
But Frieza going after Krillin's what
like
made
cool
Goku go
character.
Super Saiyan.
Yeah, Krillin's a more significant.
Yamcha's all right. I think he has
Yeah.
like a hot girlfriend.
Yeah. See, this is a cool character.
I think he plays professional baseball in one episode. I'm not sure.
I'll take it.
That's tight. Got a little sidekick, right? Chaozu.
Yes. I forgot about Chaozu. He does have a weird humanoid puppet sidekick thing that I'm not entirely sure of what the dynamic is there.
It sounds just like. No, I'm just kidding. That's not.
I would be. I don't know. I've always liked Vegeta, but I don't think I'm. Very
Nah,
Vegeta
you can't.
like.
Yeah,
no,
you can't be
no,
Vegeta.
no. But Vegeta was my boy, dude.
You beat Boo. The first Boo.
Oh, plot twist. Goku's died more than Krillin. I guess that's true. But that's because you know what Goku does? He lays it all on the line. Just like the Tigers got to do Saturday night, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, since you transitioned to LSU baseball there, I just want to say Jay Johnson is a beast. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he could do in Omaha, man. And I think it's kind of fitting that Maneri's last game was against Tennessee in the Super Regional, right? They defeated him. They defeated him to go to Omaha, and now Jay Johnson's first crack with LSU in Omaha is against Tony Vitello, Tennessee. It's cool.
That's when they booed Maneri, right?
I think so.
When Tennessee PA came on and said congratulate Coach Maneri on a great career, and they booed him.
Yeah, and I remember covering the coaching search when they hired Jay Johnson. Me and Musso had the show, and it's important, I think, if you're a coach to be meticulous in your approach, like he is. He had the quote earlier this week that there's a difference between dreams and goals, but also have good vibes with your team. You can't just be all business, all meticulous all the time. You have to have good vibes, but you also have to have that attention to detail, and I think Jay Johnson has a good balance of that.
It's the attention to detail without micromanaging that is the fine line. You have to be able to have it, and the smallest thing has to be the biggest thing, but in a positive way. Like we've seen coaches that are on top of every single detail too much, but I mean, to Jay's point, like there's not anything that's going to surprise Jay Johnson in this game.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to have everything ready to go. Now it might not work out for him, but he's going to have a plan for everything.
And it's funny because he kind of talked about this yesterday at the press conference where they were asked about. So he was asked about like kind of the goofy nature of this team. Goofy is one word you could say. Relax, right? I mean, they have the Travinsky shirts. They got Jobu in the dugout. Like they're a team that has fun. And he basically said that look, that stuff I've learned like that comes from the players. Like you let the players dictate kind of what they want to get behind there, and then I take care of, like you said, like the details and the kind of brass tacks stuff that needs to be done. But the culture is ultimately going to be decided. The vibe is going to be decided by the players. And I like a loose vibe. I'll never forget Jack Marucci telling me that in his opinion, Nick Swisher was the reason why those late 2000s Yankees teams finally found their way back to a World Series, because before Swisher got there, everybody was super uptight, bad vibes, just constantly worried about losing, knowing they had to win. And then Swisher basically came in and just loosened everybody up. Just fingered the rim and slucked it down.
Yep.
And next thing you know, they won the World Series.
Went down easy.
So here's to hoping LSU can do the same.
Anybody want to guess where Nick Swisher played college baseball?
I got no clue.
Virginia.
Give me a conference.
Big Ten.
Okay. Nebraska.
No.
I'll go Wisconsin.
No.
I was right to say Virginia. That was my guess.
Ohio State.
I don't think
that was
Ohio
my
State
next
baseball.
I don't either. I don't either. It's so funny when I'm talking baseball, I can see Bobby and Ben both being like, "What? College baseball? Like y'all have baseball there? I'm like y'all do too. You just don't know it."
Oh man. All right, when we get back, let's close out the show. Send you to the weekend. OTB.
OTB. OT.
225-206-1517. Look, you just spent a lot of money getting to Omaha. I get it, okay? Why don't you fund your trip by saving money by calling 225-206-1517. That's Thomas' email, cell phone number. It's Riverlands Insurance. And the father-daughter team of Thomas and Megan can get you right, man, hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars of saving, and you don't lift a finger. You give them the information they need, they go in the lab, put shots up, and they come back and put savings in front of your face. Riverlands Insurance, 225-206-1517.
And we tell you every day because it is factual. No matter where you're listening to us in the state of Louisiana, they can help you, and they can help you literally right now. Like if you pick up the phone and you dial the number right now, he'll answer. He's going to help you out. 225-206-1517. So if you're listening to us up in Shreveport, Alexandria, certainly here in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Lake Chuck, Westman, does not matter. Call Thomas today. He's going to help you out. Again, 206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Turn my music high, 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 high. Yeah. You don't know what you're doing. Sure I do. I'm from the streets where the hood swallow on me. Bullets will follow on me. There's so much that you could run the slalom. And cops comb this top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. Where personalities clash and chrome meets chrome. Prices up and down like it's Wall Street.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
I drove myself to the ER, had heart surgery, and drove myself home 24 hours later, feeling fine. Starting running again after the procedure, I'm getting excited thinking about it. I had no pain, nothing. I felt great. And right then and there, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. I'm back. It's just amazing.
Oshner Health. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Hey there, little buddy. What's the matter?
What's the matter? My windows, siding, and my door. That's what's the matter.
Relief Windows can fix all of that. I got you. Pop, pop. What's up?
Oh my gosh, look!
Curb appeal. That's a good-looking neighborhood. ReliefWindows.com.
Tanagriff, our Omaha home for the College World Series is the Ameristar Casino and Hotel in Council Bluffs, Iowa, just minutes away from downtown Omaha. Enjoy the only casino buffet in the area and a full sports book. Eat, watch, and bet at the Ameristar Casino and Hotel.
But first, Tears for Fears.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
It's time for a little Ass Binge brought by Cold Coors Light, Vizzy Art Filter, and Blue Moon Lights Gas. Citrus Sweet. Best game day food dish. You said wings earlier. It's impossible for me to escape the thought of wings now.
There's a lot of them, but yeah, wings is a go-to. Pizza's an easy one if you're being a little bit lazier. You know, just order a pizza. Still hits.
Nachos, cheese fries.
Okay. What about you, Tim?
I was going to say pizza.
Okay. Yeah, pizza's awesome.
I mean, pizza's not my favorite thing, but it is easy.
What's the latest on Baby Watch? Murtaugh wants to know.
Hopefully, like today. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like it, you know, if you don't see me here on Monday, that means there is a baby.
Would you rather watch the Tigers at Omaha or a Final Four? Definitely Tigers at Omaha.
Tigers at Omaha.
I've been to big games in big cities before. Omaha is a weird bubble environment that doesn't exist anywhere else.
Wait, would I rather watch LSU in the Final Four or Omaha?
No. Yeah, that's what it says, yeah.
I'll take Final Four because they don't make it as often.
Who gives
And I like basketball better than baseball, just
Man,
naturally.
I was like 12 when LSU beat Duke to go to the Final Four.
I was at that game.
But that's one of like my happiest basketball memories,
Agreed.
college or pro. I would like to feel that again.
Yep.
As an adult.
Patient Plus Urgent Care, Patient Plus UC.com. You will see the difference, okay? They're going to get you right, get you better. They got the greatest facilities on planet Earth. They got locations all throughout the city, more opening up. It's just different over there at Patient Plus, okay? And you reap the benefits. So go to Patient Plus Urgent Care today. Ask the bench, favorite N64 game?
Mario. I mean, the Mario that you could free roam.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Hard
Mario
to beat.
64 is just... I mean, I should also say I never played Ocarina of Time. I watched my best friend beat Ocarina of Time, so I've seen it all. But I never played. I mean, NFL Blitz is up there for me, though. I will say that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I love Mario Kart 64.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye's great. I don't know though that I would still put the others above GoldenEye, but GoldenEye's incredible. So I'm going Mario 64 final answer, but I mean, how about WCW and WO Revenge? Banger.
Yeah, it was. Bangers, no question.
Is it too late to boil crawfish? Oh, it's probably the tail end here, but you heard Jimmy, they're doing a boil on Sunday, right?
Tail end. You mean to do that?
What is that?
Crawfish tails, like tail end of it.
Oh, God. No, I did not actually. Wow. My dad jokes are undefeated. Daniel Blunt says you still can't beat Star Fox for SNES. I'm sure it was amazing at the time. I played Star Fox with SNES. I'm kind of like, ugh.
Shout out Pokemon Battle. Some of the early Pokemon games for the 64 were really
Pokemon
good.
Stadium.
Pokemon Stadium.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very fun minigames. Excellent, excellent. Taylor, do you even know what an N64 is? What was your first console?
What was
Xbox
my first
360?
console?
Yeah.
I had the GameCube.
Okay.
Or the PlayStation 2, whichever one came out first.
Young boy.
I know what the 64 is.
That was an Atari.
I didn't have one.
Old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the bench, favorite kind of fudge? It's National Fudge Day. My favorite kind
Peanut
is the
butter.
kind that I pack up Tennessee fans' asses.
I knew that. I knew
can't wait.
something was coming.
Can't wait for tomorrow. Yeah, peanut butter fudge, realistically, is the best.
Yeah.
Wonder how Alex Fudge is doing. Played for LSU.
He's at Florida now, I believe.
He's at Florida?
I think so.
Didn't know that.
You know what he's not doing?
Fudge
Drinking
you,
Jello
Alex.
shots.
Yeah, exactly. Go Tigers! Beat Tennessee.
OTB. OT.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary. For those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.